You've crossed over to become a mustard seed at the dawn of chaos. After 4.6 billion years of growth, you finally grow into a sapling. Then, a group of people come beneath your little tree. They build Stone Village. Inside Stone Village, there are 3 wonders. One is you, the sapling. Another is the neighboring thunderstruck willow, with only 1 branch. The third is a blood-colored mystical stone. The villagers kneel before these 3 wondrous existences, praying for favorable weather. Today is the day of Stone Village's ritual. The ritual begins. At the old chief's command, the hunting team divides large amounts of meat into 3 portions and places them on 3 altars. In no time, the altars are stacked with piles of meat. Your roots touch the meat, attempting to absorb its nutrients. Just as you're absorbing, a sudden quarrel erupts nearby. The clan leader was hugely successful in this hunt, all thanks to the guidance of the Bloodstone ritual spirit. So the ritual's bloodstone should get a bigger share. How could it be equal to the thunderstruck willow and the sapling? Shut up, the old chief scolds harshly. 3 ritual spirits, fair worship. This is the ancestral rule. No one can change it. Of course I know the ancestral rules. Shi Yunfeng remains dissatisfied. But all these years it's thanks to the Bloodstone ritual spirit willow, which hasn't done much at all. Let alone that frail sapling. You listen to their arguing, getting ready to continue absorbing the meat, but realize the meat in front of you has already shriveled up. The meat before the willow is just the same. With a sense, you discover it's the blood-colored mystical stone that swallowed all the ritual blood meat, absorbing at an almost insane pace. As for its own altar's offering, it's completely dried up, only white bones remain. Before anyone reacts, all 3 shares of ritual blood meat are devoured. Beast, you can't help but curse. What's going on? The old chief is startled. He didn't expect this to happen. Angry, it's the blood-colored mystical stone. The ritual spirit is enraged. Shi Yunfeng quickly speaks. Just as I said, it's all thanks to the bloodstone. But the ritual blood meat is shared equally. Is that really the case? The old chief, still in shock, doesn't know what to do for the moment. Suddenly, rumble, rumble. The sky changes color. Thunder booms. A massive bolt of lightning strikes the blood-colored mystical stone. The bloodstone bathes in thunder. Electric arcs seem to flicker within the stone cracks, making it appear even more magical. Upon seeing this, everyone is completely shocked. Though storms are frequent in the wilds, no one has ever seen thunder this wild. Spirit, please calm your anger. Spirit, please calm your anger. The old chief doesn't know what to do. He can only kneel on the ground, leading his people to kowtow to the furious ritual spirit. But the bloodstone doesn't budge at all, not responding in any way. The only reply is even more violent thunder. Another thick lightning bolt strikes down. Bolt after bolt of lightning, unending. Under such thunder, everyone's faces turn pale, breathing rapidly. Everyone knows very well, such terrifying lightning, if it shifted even an inch, dozens of villagers could lose their lives. It's obvious, this thunder was summoned by the bloodstone. It wants to show its divine power this way, and make the villagers fearful and awed. Spirit, calm your anger. From here on, as long as you guide us, the hunting team will honor only one. Rumble, the lightning gradually weakens, but doesn't stop. Old chief, please say something. Shi Yunfeng looks to the old chief, hoping he'll give a promise. After all, he's the leader of Stone Village. Didn't expect the ritual spirit to be so ferocious. The old chief sighs. Since that's the way it is, we'll do as you say. Rumble, thunder, and lightning pick up again, but still doesn't subside. The old chief and Shi Yunfeng are puzzled. They've already agreed. Why won't it stop? Unbridled lightning. What does this mean? Even you're confused now. Could it want us to dismiss the other 2 spirits? Clever Shi Yunfeng blurts out suddenly. How could that be? Absolutely not. The old chief immediately refuses. As soon as he's finished, the thunder suddenly gets even more terrifying, scarier than ever before. Lightning bolts rain down one after another, assaulting everyone's eardrums and eyesight. Everyone's heads feel like they're exploding. If this keeps up, it will definitely lead to deaths. The old chief and Shi Yunfeng have no choice but to say, if we don't agree, none of us will survive. It's not so simple. The old chief curses loudly. What do you think the ritual spirit is? A pet the village keeps? Send it away just like that? Though Stone Village is small, it has countless years of history and survived long in the great wilderness. Suddenly, the old chief roars, and on his forehead, ancient glowing markings appear. At the same time, he raises a crystal-clear bone in his hand. On the bone are complex runes. If you want to monopolize our offerings, you'll need to show real ability. Whoever can help Stone Village through the long winter, whoever can help us slay the fierce beasts of the wilds, will become the only ritual spirit of Stone Village, enjoying exclusive worship. Goodness, you're speechless. They're now competing for the position. Soon the thunder calms. The Bloodstone spirit also withdraws its anger. Obviously it agrees. It looks at you with full confidence. Clearly doesn't see you, the sapling or the thunderstruck willow, as competition at all. Suddenly the Bloodstone erupts in flames. The intense fire makes everyone thirsty and full of questions. At this moment, Shi Yunfeng, kneeling on the ground, cries out feverishly, I see it. It's a miracle, guidance from the ritual spirit. In the firelight, I see countless sheep in the mountain valley. The old chief is also moved. He knows exactly what sheep in winter mean. That's the year's entire food supply. Shi Yunfeng suppresses his excitement. This is the Bloodstone's miracle. As long as we worship sincerely, it will ensure we have food. Yunfeng, calm down, the old chief is cautious. You haven't yet hunted the sheep. Not to mention the other two spirits haven't reacted. How can we say it's the best? Shi Yunfeng wants to argue, but in the end he nods. Everyone waits quietly. But the willow's branch only sways in the wind. You remain unmoved too. Actually, your roots allow you to sense everything within 100 kilometers. You know exactly where prey are and where danger lies. But you have no way to show miracles. More importantly, you discovered that beside the flock guided by the Blood Knight, there hides a dangerous pack of snow wolves. They will drive the flock closer, throwing them into freezing water until they're numb. Anyone daring to covet them will be treated as a mortal enemy. If the Stone Village hunting team rashly goes, they'll definitely suffer losses. Until you leap onto the branch, you and the Willow God remain motionless. Shi Yunfeng immediately shouted, Disperse! Rest up. Tomorrow we'll hunt the flock. The old leader frowned to block. It's not that simple. Don't act hastily. I'll decide about hunting tomorrow. Shi Yunfeng wanted to argue further, but was coldly glared back by the old leader. Seeing this, everyone returned to their food. Only the old leader remained at the altar. He quietly stood before the three sacred spirits until the darkest hour of the night. He then knelt before the lightning-struck wood and whispered. Ancient characters on him lit up, seeming to communicate via a secret method. But the Willow God never responded. The old leader looked grim, muttering, Why don't you speak? Is it good or bad? You were just about to curse him for double standards, asking only the Willow God, never himself, when the old leader suddenly turned around. Staring at you, he said, Envy. He walked over briskly, with a glint in his eyes. You secretly grew happy, thinking he would use the secret method on you, so you could deliver the warning about the flock's danger. After a deep breath, he just turned and left. You were utterly speechless. Seems your ordinary appearance really doesn't draw much attention. You resolved deep down not to sit and wait for doom. You noticed that patch of emerald green leaves. Besides absorbing oxygen, it has no other purpose. And it's fiercely absorbing. You decide to give all the nutrients from your roots and the vitality of other leaves entirely to it. In the blink of an eye, the other leaves shrivel and turn red. Only that leaf becomes even more vibrant. Those dead leaves are the world you've presented, which is a kind of miracle in itself. Hopefully, the Stone Village people can understand it. Soon, early next morning, Shi Yunfeng leads thousands of hunting men, gathering in the Stone Village square. Although it's called a village, it's actually a well-known tribe in the region, with tens of thousands of villagers. Drinking to boost courage, Shi Yunfeng carries a big jug of liquor, full of pride. This hunt is sure to be fruitful. Drink, drink. Thousands of strong men raise their bowls and gulp down, then smash their stone bowls to bits after drinking. But the old leader suddenly stood out to dampen spirits. Not today, we're not hunting. No hunting allowed. Everyone was stunned. Shi Yunfeng was also quite surprised. Such a good situation, why not seize it? Such a great situation, the old leader sneered. The sacred spirits have already issued a warning. Take a good look. At those words, Shi Yunfeng turned to look at the three sacred spirits. Their branches are emerald green, swaying in the wind. The Blood Knight is still crimson and imposing, but only you have changed. He stared at you. His expression shifted. Overnight, your once green leaves have all turned crimson. Everyone saw this and was instantly shocked. Crimson overnight. An ominous sign. The old leader spoke coldly. This journey will bring bloodshed. What do you mean, bloodshed? Shi Yunfeng disagreed. It's clearly just the sapling losing its spiritual force, showing signs of exhaustion. Every late autumn, the red leaves fall. So what's strange? He doesn't realize. This is you cutting off nutrients from the roots, a method you used purposely for warning. It's also the only thing you can do. He's long been a loyal follower of the Blood Knight. So he doesn't care about you, the wood god tree. Nonsense, the old leader rebuked angrily. This is a full crimson in one night. Not late autumn. Isn't a withered tree already quite unlucky? Shi Yunfeng was at a loss for words, so was everyone else, lowering their heads to discuss, with doubt in their eyes, and newfound respect for the sacred spirits. It's the nature of creatures in the great wilderness to revere sacred spirits. Even though you never showed miracles, Shi Yunfeng still refuses to accept it. Even if there are jailers, the Blood Knight's powers aren't all that. Hunting in the wilderness is always risky. Such danger is nothing. His loyal followers chimed in. The lure of the flock is too great. Those already wavering instantly forgot the danger, and all requested to set out. The old leader frowned silently, unable to stop these men. Knowing the hunting team was now under Shi Yunfeng's control, forcing a block would only make things worse. He looked at you, hoping you could show another miracle. But aside from the crimson leaves, there was no other response from you. Fine, the old leader sighed. I agree to today's hunt. But there's a condition, sons and fathers together. For those in the hunting team, if the father stays, brothers together. If brothers stay, injured or lone sons do not go. Only wishing to preserve living seeds for the tribe. The hunting team was reluctant, but Shi Yunfeng, eager for achievement, ordered everyone to obey. Soon half the team was left behind, all glaring at you, thinking you cut off their profits. Old leader, we're setting out, Shi Yunfeng said with a smile. We'll surely reap great rewards this trip. Don't be greedy or rash, the old leader cautioned seriously. If you can bring all our people back safely, that'll be a true achievement. Old leader, you're getting old, lost your youthful spirit. Shi Yunfeng laughed loudly, leaving before receiving a reply. The old leader looked at the crowd, feeling even more uneasy, hoping he was just overthinking. After the crowd dispersed, only the old leader remained before the altar. He came before you, knelt sincerely. Ancient characters on him lit up, eyes shining. Divine tree of the sword tomb, disciple Shi Zhenyu awaits your response. He bowed over and over, until his forehead bled, but you still gave no response. The breeze blew, your crimson leaves fell one by one, like the whispers of a god, or the buzzing of wilderness insects. A month later, Shi Yunfeng returned with the hunting party, the team badly depleted. A third of the strongest warriors didn't make it back, and most survivors were wounded. Even the group's strongest, Shi Yunfeng, had black scabs all over his face and body, utterly disheveled. Seeing the waiting old leader, Shi Yunfeng was full of shame. Words at his lips, then lowered his head. Pay respects to the sacred spirits. The old leader patted his shoulder. Don't say anything more. After hunting, success or failure, paying respects to the spirits is always the first thing upon returning. Old leader, it's my incompetence. Failed to properly lead the hunting party. Tears welled up in Shi Yunfeng's eyes. Rest assured, I will give our clansmen an explanation. Those fallen members were the backbones of their families. Their passing left many widows and orphans in Shikan. Enough, the old chief sighed deeply. He did not blame Shi Yunfeng. Instead, he was filled with guilt. If I had insisted on not allowing the hunt back then, this disaster wouldn't have happened. But he had also fantasized about a successful hunt. Shi Yunfeng suddenly dropped to his knees and cried his heart out. This man, who was like an eagle, would rather die and bleed, had never shed a tear before. But now he was overwhelmed with guilt, sorrow, and shame. He didn't know how to face his fallen comrades. The wolf pack was just too cunning. He sobbed as he spoke. We could have gotten the sheep and killed the wolves, letting our people eat meat, and could have held the grandest ceremony for the 3 ritual spirits. I hate myself, I really do. Actually, he was very experienced and had scouted thoroughly. He had the upper hand in several clashes, but in the end they still fell into the Wolf King's trap, and almost everyone died. Captain, it's not your fault. A warrior shouted loudly. Without you, none of us would have made it back. If you hadn't risked your life to cover us, we would have been surrounded already. It's all because of the Crimson Knight. He gave us a prophecy, but it was a trap. The crowd instantly became agitated. They rushed toward the Crimson Knight, cursing him out. Someone even slammed their head against a rock in fury. Blood began to ooze from their foreheads. Stop. The old chief was horrified. You cannot disrespect the ritual spirits. He hurried to stop them, but it was already too late. A loud boom. The Crimson Knight suddenly burst into fierce crimson flames, burning like a fireball. The people didn't have time to dodge. Several clansmen were burned alive on the spot. Some others got touched by the sparks. The sparks could not be put out, and instantly set their whole bodies ablaze. Help! Help! A few burning people rolled on the ground, screaming in agony. Shi Yunfeng rushed over to put out the fire, but the fire clung to his arm like a poisonous snake. The intense pain was unbearable. Shi Yunfeng shouted. His arm began to glow. The ancient script knife sliced off his burnt arm like a sharp blade. He grabbed his wound and backed away, completely in awe of those terrifying flames. The old chief led everyone to bow and pray to the ritual spirits. Master, please calm your anger. The clansmen are ignorant and have offended you. I ask you, for the sake of our millennia-old bond, please do not be angry. He then shouted loudly. The failed hunt is not the ritual spirit's fault. Nor is it Shi Yunfeng's fault. It's all my fault. I'm old and muddle-headed. I took half the hunting party away. If I hadn't done that, we surely could have killed the wolves and brought home lots of sheep. It's my fault. Just as he finished speaking, the Crimson Knight's flames gradually extinguished. The ritual spirit was clearly satisfied with this answer. Old chief, it's not your fault, Shi Yunfeng shouted. He knew that even with more people, they still wouldn't have beaten the wolves. The old chief, taking away the team members, actually preserved the village's hunting ability. He used to think the old chief was too conservative, but now he understood. The old chief's foresight was way beyond his own. All right, that's enough. The old chief cut him off. It's all my fault. This old chief is unfit for his role. Shi Yunfeng was deeply ashamed, unable to say a single word. Yunfeng, on your way back, did you notice if you were followed? The old chief suddenly asked. No, Shi Yunfeng shook his head. We could have come back 10 days ago, but to avoid being tracked, we wandered around the outskirts for 10 days. The location of Chicane is secret. It must never be revealed. Otherwise, it could draw in fierce beasts and the jealousy of other villages. The old chief frowned deeply, his heart full of unease. With an old hunter's intuition, he sensed a great disaster was approaching. The ritual spirit took out the bloodstone for the 3 ritual spirits. A live human sacrifice, the old chief suddenly shouted. A live sacrifice requires not only many bloodstones, but also a chief sacrifice from the tribe. Why would the old chief do this? Shi Yunfeng was utterly puzzled. Shikan was already badly hurt. The bloodstones from the last hunt are barely enough for the winter. If they use them all, the clansmen might not survive the winter, let alone offering up one of their own. Yunfeng, whether Shiken will survive tonight, is still unknown. A trace of sorrow flashed in the old chief's eyes, which was quickly replaced by resolve. I'll be the chief sacrifice, and wager my broken body for one last chance for Shiken. When the old chief said this, the people all knelt down. Tears filled their eyes. Old chief, you don't have to do this, Shi Yunfeng said loudly. The wolves dare not attack Shiken. Even if they come, I can kill them all. Child, don't be naive. The old chief shook his head. I can already smell his scent on you. He's an old rival of the Wolf King. They fought many times in the past, both winning and losing. Now the Wolf King is taking advantage of my old age, and is trying to bring disaster to the clan. I'm to blame. Shi Yunfeng fell to his knees, and gave himself a hard slap. Child, you don't need to blame yourself. A cold killing intent flashed in the old chief's eyes. He's coming for me. Not for you, and besides, no one knows who will win. Old chief, we deliberately stayed out for 10 extra days to avoid being tracked. But we still didn't lose him? Shi Yunfeng could hardly believe it. Child, let's not talk about it. Let's start preparing the plan. The old chief patted his shoulder. Shi Yunfeng hesitated, but finally shouted, Brothers, get ready for the plan. Everyone responded. Warriors hurried to the warehouse for bloodstones. Old friends, are you willing to join me in this endeavor? The old chief's voice was like thunder, making the leaves tremble. At first, no one answered. Gradually, elders with white hair and beards dressed in ceremonial robes, with 5-colored sacred feathers on their heads, started coming out of the stone houses one after another. Each feather represented a meritorious deed. They were about to shoulder Shiken's hopes. The elders walked toward the altar. Battle cries filled the air. Please welcome the old chief in his 5-colored feather cloak. The 4 elders with the most sacred feathers carried out a stone statue draped in a feather robe. The sacred feathers burst with divine radiance under the sun. All clansmen knelt down. The statue was placed heavily in front of the altar. The old chief knelt before the statue. Ancestors, do not blame us descendants for being unfilial. The elders took the feather robe and dressed him in it. The old chief chanted before the statue. Shi Yunfeng and the others had already prepared 3 piles of bloodstone. A mound of bloodstone was heaped before the ritual spirits. At this moment, he felt nothing but awe before them. If only he had heeded the ritual spirit's warning, things wouldn't be so dire now. The old clan leader spoke loudly. Wuxi, the old clan leader of Stone Village, has nearly 100,000 caddies of spotted blood. At the peak of his strength, he was just a step away from opening the cave heaven. Now, he is elderly. The disaster of total annihilation by enemies is approaching. In his prime, those beasts blocked his path to the cave heaven. Now, in his old age, those beasts want to wipe us out completely. This is outrageous and unbearable. I am willing to offer 3 drops of my purest true blood. I hope the 3 altar spirits will lend their full support. Help this old man avenge our humiliation. He squeezed 3 drops of true blood from his brow. They hovered in midair. They had the color of coagulated paste. He refined precious medicine for 50 years since childhood.
He cultivated 3 drops of true blood as dense as paste.
If the clan can be saved and the enemies repelled, I am willing to offer it all. Swear to die without regret. The old clan leader and everyone knelt, crying in pain. They offered the true blood. The old clan leader may have only 1 or 2 years left to live. Don't cry. The old clan leader laughed boldly. 3 drops of blood in exchange for over 10,000 clan members' survival. He is truly a heroic clan leader. We swear to follow to the death. The old subordinates shouted angrily as they offered blood. A thunderous boom. The blood-stained divine stone ignited. Fiery flames instantly consumed the bloodstone in front of the altar. Clearly, the spirits accepted the request. Quickly activated the roots to devour the bloodstone. Worried the blood knight would get it first. The black blazing sun started to stir. The mountain-sized bloodstone was absorbed in a blink. The old clan leader laughed heartily at the sight. All 3 drops of true blood returned to his body. You could sense changes in your body. That green leaf you placed hopes on grew even more vibrant. It looked like polished jade. A drop of divinity liquid trickled out. It landed on the roots of the swordwood tree, absorbed instantly, followed by a roar in your mind. Amazingly, you can now control all root systems. Roots within 100 kilometers. No matter thick or thin, they're as nimble as your fingers. With a simple thought, the thick roots burst from the soil. They wrapped around the blood-tainted odd rock. You even flung it straight out of the village. Everyone at the ceremony stood frozen in shock. Even the old clan leader was speechless in disbelief. The Blood Knight erupted in raging flames, clearly furious. Stone Village people were terrified. All pleaded to bring it back for advancement. The old clan leader sternly scolded, "This is an auspicious sign. Both altar spirits have promised to help." The Blood Knight stood at the village entrance. He can block the Wolf Pack. Archers stood atop him. Looking down, they shot and killed the enemy riders. The crowd finally understood. The Blood Knight's flames gradually faded. "Fetch the one golden bone bow." The old clan leader shouted loudly. Comrades carried over a bow made from ancient true beast, the leg bone of a fierce bloodline beast fashioned into a bone bow. He raised the ancient bow single-handedly. Looking at his old brothers, "Can you still pull the bowstring?" The elders brought out their ancient bows. All pulled them in unison. Drawn bows formed a full moon before release. Upon his command, the bowstrings hummed, shaking the leaves in the trees. Old brothers teased him, "Old man, can you still pull the bowstring? Maybe your strength has faded with age and can't pull anymore." The old clan leader laughed heartily. "Bring me my bow and arrows." And Wanshi Yanfeng carried a wine jar and arrows. The old clan leader took a bold swig.
He drew his bow and notched an arrow.
The arrow soared into the sky, pierced heavily into a distant boulder. This bow and arrow sets the boundary. Anyone crossing it is killed on sight during advancement. The old clan leader began to strategize. 300 archers divided into 6 squads. One squad occupies the blood-tainted odd rock as the suicide squad. The other 5 squads stand by. The warriors volunteered eagerly. Numbers were quickly filled. Shi Yanfeng volunteered. "Our institute leads the hunting team with swords and shields to protect the Blood Knight, altar spirits, and archers." The old team leader bravely led a 1,000-man unit to guard the village entrance. No retreat allowed. The 1,000-man unit slit their palms and smeared their green blood on their cheeks. Shouted together, "Never retreat a single step." Old clan leader finally came to us, old bones. The central army formed the last line of defense. The crescent moon hung like a hook. Stone Village warriors stood ready. Yet the Wolf Pack didn't arrive. Until the darkest hour before dawn, the old clan leader suddenly opened his eyes. "They're here, fire arrows." Archers lit their arrows, drew bows and shot. Under the firelight, thousands of fierce wolves lurked all around. A moment later, atop the distant mountains, the Wolf King howled to the moon. The Wolf Pack responded together. Without saying a word, charged straight at Stone Village, drew bows and shot. Waves upon waves of arrow rain fell. Half the wolves perished before reaching the village entrance. You wonder to yourself, how can the Wolf Pack be so weak? At the same time, Shi Yanfeng charged forward wielding his blade. Humans and beasts clashed violently. The fighting was tragic. With sunrise, thousands of fierce wolves were all slain. Shi Yanfeng shouted in triumph, "We won!" Clan leader rushed over to kill the Wolf King. But the old clan leader forbade reckless pursuit. Clean up the battlefield. Retrieve comrades' bodies. Hide the wolf carcasses in blood. Archers remained vigilant, fearing the Wolf King. There's still another rush left. But it might not happen. The Wolf King stayed on the distant mountain, watching from above, until all Stone Village warriors returned. Shi Yanfeng laughed and said, "Clan leader, this battle, we lost 300 men. But captured 2,000 wolf carcasses. A great harvest." The old clan leader asked back. Besides the harvest, what else did you see? Shi Yunfeng frowned. Didn't understand what the clan leader meant. Shi Yunling spoke up nearby. Many wolves were old, weak, or sick. The Wolf King wanted to wear us down with them. The real attack is tonight. Correct, the old clan leader nodded. The Wolf King is cunning. The true battle has only just begun. At this moment, Shi Yunfeng requested to sneak attack the Wolf King, but was scolded by the old clan leader. Even cave heaven cultivators may not be able to kill him.
He's no match for the spotted blood realm.
We must not act rashly. We'll defend Stone Village. There are traps waiting for him. Then the old clan leader ordered Shi Yunling to lead a 100-man unit, to follow him to the altar. Shi Yunling didn't understand, but followed orders and knelt at the altar to pray. Through beast bones, divined 3 times. All 3 results were ominous signs. Shi Yunling stared. At the beast bones, his expression changed slightly. Clan leader, it's an omen of misfortune. Man can overcome fate. The old clan leader smashed the beast bone with a punch. Angrily rebuked, we as proud and upright men, how can we believe in beast bones and straw? Shi Yunling quickly bowed his head and replied yes. The old clan leader suddenly asked Yunling, all these years have you blamed me? Shi Yunling clenched his teeth and forced a faint smile. But the team leader knew he was secretly furious inside. You are my son, smart and capable. Both strength and mind far surpass Shi Yunfeng. But I just refuse to let you lead the hunting team. You must have blamed me. The old chief spoke with a complicated tone. This move of his is both risk avoidance and also a form of tempering. Shi Yunling was about to vent his grievance, but met the old chief's sharp gaze, and instantly changed his words. At first, I thought you were to blame, but later I figured it out. You had a deeper meaning. You can understand? That makes me very pleased. The old chief nodded. You've hidden your skills for 10 years. It's time to shine. Go to Snow Wolf Mountain and dig out the Wolf pups. Wipe them all out. Cut off their lineage forever. Shi Yunling's eyes lit up. The old chief took out a worn animal skin map. This is the map of Snow Wolf Mountain. 30 years ago for this, I lost over 100 brothers. You must take good care of it. Shi Yunling took the map with both hands. After carefully weighing it for a moment, he suddenly understood. You started planning this 10 years ago. Back then, the old chief was already tough, asking him and the squad to train climbing and other skills. Everyone really resisted at the time. Wrong. The old chief snorted coldly. I prepared for 30 whole years. Since my brothers were killed by the Wolf King 30 years ago, I began preparations. Okay, I understand. Shi Yunling put the map away, feeling full of heroic spirit. The old chief suppressed his tears. Go on, take the small path. Shi Yunling turned around resolutely. Just after a few steps, the old chief called him back. The old chief fixed his chest armor for him, wiped away a spot of blood stain, his eyes full of comfort. Shi Yunling knelt down with a thump and kowtowed. Father, your son is leaving. This is the first time in 10 years he called him father. After kowtowing, he left without looking back. The old chief watched his figure and didn't move for a long while. This journey is full of danger. Few chances of survival. This might be their final farewell. Suddenly, the Wolf King's howl was heard. First one, then two, then a whole chorus, resonating throughout Stone Village. It was just dawn then. The warriors were getting ready to eat. They were at their most relaxed state. The wolf pack is about to charge. Chief, the wolves are about to charge. Shi Yunfeng shouted loudly. You also felt something strange. The wolf pack always prefers night attacks. Why would they give up that advantage and attack during the day? Don't panic. The old chief was completely unafraid. A daylight charge lets us see their positions more clearly. That actually helps us. But as he looked at the cold and hungry warriors who hadn't eaten yet, he was still a bit worried. At that moment, a loud wolf howl suddenly rang out, making the warriors shudder. White Wolf King Shi Yunfeng pointed and shouted not far away. There was a huge wolf, with a tuft of white hair on its head, that had sneaked close to the village. The old chief's eyes widened immediately. He stared hard at the White Wolf King. You could feel there was deep hatred between them. 30 years ago, the old chief was the village's top warrior. The White Wolf King was the fiercest leader of the wolves. Their clash back then was a bloody massacre. 30 years later, man and wolf face off again. It is their last life and death struggle. Old friend, here's a welcome gift for you first. The old chief drew his giant bone bow. His muscles bulged. Ancient script shone brightly. 3 drops of true blood burned around him. His aura was overwhelming. The whole battlefield went silent in an instant. Everyone, people and wolves alike, held their breath, watching this attack. The White Wolf King suddenly let out an angry roar. Its fur stood on end. Its eyes shone with rune light from Fauner. Then, in a burst, it leapt forward, crushing rocks in all directions. The old chief drew his bow a little farther, cracking the altar beneath his feet. A huge ancient sword shot out, tearing through the air, heading straight for the White Wolf King's skull. As the White Wolf King sprinted at high speed, it forcefully twisted its body at the last second, barely dodging the fatal blow. The ancient sword shot into a boulder, leaving only a small bit of the hilt sticking out. The White Wolf King stopped, stepped on the ancient sword with its paw, as if mocking, with another roar from it. A pack of huge white wolves appeared, roaring and launching an assault, like a pale flood sweeping across the land. Everyone was utterly terrified. So it turns out, shimmering with golden light. The old chief Dahi's arm shakes from exhaustion as he draws his bow. It trembles slightly. He delays the order to release the arrows. Until the white wolves get close, he finally waves his hand forcefully. A rain of arrows launches suddenly. But white wolves have tough hides, so most only suffer superficial wounds. Only a few get hit in the eyes. It doesn't stop their charge at all. The brothers charge forward. Shi Yunfeng lifts his blood-stained blade and roars. The next second, stone village warriors in black armor rush forward. Black and white waves crash into each other. A brutal and primal fight breaks out. Shi Yunfeng charges with all his might. But fewer and fewer brothers remain behind him. Gradually, they're overwhelmed by the White Wolf pack. Archers release arrows. The old chief gives the order. Archers atop the Crimson Knights shoot from above. They can hit vital points. But there are just too many white wolves, and not enough arrows. They simply cannot stop the assault. The White Wolf pack quickly blocks the village entrance. If not for the huge crimson boulder, they would have stormed in and feasted already. The melee ends. Over half of the 1,000 warriors are dead. White Wolf King steps across bodies closing in. With a swipe of his tail, he crushes the ancient arrow shot by the old chief. He arrogantly stares at the old chief atop the altar. But in the next moment, some become exhausted from repeated bow draws. I should be the one to go. White Wolf King gets impatient. He lets out an angry roar. The lead wolves have a meeting. They rush up the crimson stone. You tried to drag him back to the altar. They head back to the village. The old chief shouts loudly. This is an order, and although the archers are reluctant, they have to obey. Behind them is the real stone village. The tender leaf matured instantly. The old chief draws the bowstrings, commands the village archers to cover the retreat. White Wolf King howls again, prepares to bypass the knights for a charge. But just then, the Crimson Knights burst into flames, declaring Stone Village will offer the primordial bloodstone to the spirits of heaven and earth, and quickly become ashes. Great Lord Jiling has stepped in. The old chief laughs heartily. He no longer cares about the knights, and boldly uses his roots to entangle the Crimson Knights, lifting them high, then smashing them into the Wolf pack. With a thunderous boom, dozens of white wolves are crushed into mush, then burned into ashes by the flames. Both the stone villagers and the Wolf pack are stunned. No one has ever seen this kind of attack before. You keep smashing and feel even more exhilarated. Controlling the roots, wielding the strange stone. Every swing takes out dozens, even hundreds of wolves. The flames on the strange stone burn ever brighter, but your roots remain unscathed, completely cutting off the snow wolf's hope. Even if one is burned off, new roots replace it. The knights now serve as your weapons. Your target has always been the White Wolf King, getting closer with each attack. Now the Wolf King is finally within your range. You lift the knight, spin it wildly, then hurl it forward with full force. The knight shoots toward the White Wolf King's head like a cannonball. White Wolf King instantly senses danger. White Wolf King is relying on the pack to scare the people of Stone Village. His fur standing upright, he disappears with the wind in an instant. A loud boom echoes as the knight flattens a small mountain, leaving a giant crater. The slower wolves are smashed into mush. White Wolf King stands not far away, eyes opened wide, full of wariness. He clearly regrets it. You feel helpless too. Your mighty roots only have a 1-kilometer range, so their effect is limited near the village entrance. All right. The old chief laughs heartily. Your teamwork with the knights instantly turned the tide. You've wiped out 2/3 of the strong white wolves. Even the White Wolf King is forced to flee. Ancestors' blessings, grant me divine power. The old chief roars angrily, his eyes shining brightly. The 5-colored sacred feathers on the ancient tattoos ignite into flame. That's the blessing from generations of ancestors. His muscles not like bronze. He draws the ancient bow again. The old chief bursts into laughter. Stronger than ever before. He narrowly escapes danger. The first arrow hits White Wolf King's shoulder, barely missing a fatal spot. The second arrow is extremely tricky, but he still dodges it. The third arrow is the real killer. Behind White Wolf King, a huge phantom wolf head appears. It bites the ancient arrow and shatters it. Damn beast, the old chief. This time, Swordwood did not grow new leaves. Still, even though White Wolf King narrowly escapes, he's actually already lost. But he won't admit it. He howls again, leading another attack. Golden light guides the shivering wolves forward. Well played, the old chief shouts. A thunderous boom. A huge crater opens at the village entrance. Most of the wolves fall in. The rest are blocked by the crater. What are you waiting for? Kill them. The old chief gives the order, and the warriors snap out of it, charging forward as one. They throw rocks, arrows, poison all of it into the crater. The pit is extremely deep. The snow wolves can't climb out, and can only endure the attacks of stones, arrows, and poison. The sharpened iron bamboo at the bottom makes the wolves' casualties even worse when they fall. Most importantly, the Snow Wolf King led the charge, and was the first to fall in. You use your power once more, swinging the huge crimson knight, smashing it into the pit, sealing it up tightly. The roots secrete a sticky sap. The knight then blazes with fire. The leader is completely thrown into chaos. Kill, the old chief shouts. Not a single one escapes. Exterminate them all. The Stone Village warriors swing their blades, charging again. Shi Yunfang leads dozens of wounded survivors, climbing out from the piles of bodies, their chipped weapons in hand to block the way. The terrified snow wolves scatter in confusion. Most become spirits under the blade. Even the few who get away are hit by arrows, and won't survive in the wilderness, and fires 3 arrows in succession. This 30-year battle risking the clan's very life, Stone Village has won. Later, your roots drag the Crimson Knight, showing the pit full of scorched snow wolf bodies, and a few still barely alive, howling and coughing up green leaves. Old friend, are you still there? The old chief looks at the pit, regret in his tone. Suddenly, a furious roar shakes the air. A streak of golden light bursts from the pit. Snow Wolf King survived after all. His fur is burned all over, bare and bald. Only the golden fur remains. He looks rather comical. Old friend, the old chief sighs. You've gotten thin. Snow Wolf King roars as he charges at the old chief. The old chief draws the bow, fires 3 arrows at once. Close up, all 3 arrows hit. One ancient arrow even pierces the wolf's claw, pinning it to the rock. Render him immobile. Even then, the Snow Wolf King still howled unwillingly. The old chief put down his bow and arrows, and pulled out the bone knife. He approached step by step. He wanted to personally finish off this longtime rival. Archers around the world keep shooting. The Snowvolf King suddenly bit off his own paw to break free. He leapt repeatedly and tackled the old chief. The crowd cried out, urging to shoot arrows. But the old chief shouted for them to stop. The old chief tightly held the Snowvolf King under control. A headbutt knocked out 3 of its teeth. Racked with pain, the Snowvolf King struck the old chief's shoulder. Yet the old chief laughed heartily. Both of them fell into a wild, chaotic brawl. The old chief relied on his ancient blade, and only used his iron fists to pummel. Finally, he shattered the Snowvolf King's heart with a punch. The Snowvolf King trembled. Finally, it loosened its jaws, like a pile of rotten flesh. It slowly slid off the old chief's body. Victory. The cheers of triumph quickly turned to the cries of grief. Stone Village's warriors left no bodies behind. Many families were torn apart. The old chief sighed. He instructed everyone to carry the bodies back for burial, and collect the Volf corpses for food and offerings. Then knelt down to pray and thank the 3 ancestral spirits. The old chief explained that the battle brought heavy losses, and hoped to delay delivering the promised 3 drops of true blood. Divine Willow gave no reaction. You simply observed. But the Blood Knight grew furious. Flames shot up to the sky. Seeing this, you directly controlled your roots, and threw him to guard the village gate. The old chief's face changed slightly, but soon revealed his plan. He would lead the elders to search for the sheep, to bring Bloodstone back to Stone Village. How could the old chief let you go instead? Shi Yunfeng loudly objected. All of this is my fault. Some even cripple their arms. The old chief replied with a smile. He realized something and suddenly asked if Shi Yunfeng was capable of being chief. Shi Yunfeng immediately knelt and refused. The old chief then questioned who he thought was suitable. Shi Yunfeng named Shi Yunling, Shi Yunhai and Shi Yixiao. The old chief nodded. He instructed Shi Yunfeng, if he did not return, to choose the chief as he recommended. Shi Yunfeng gritted his teeth and accepted. The old chief then ordered preparations for the grand wilderness ritual. The wolves atop the knights instantly turned into fireballs. The old chief, barefoot, lifted the bloodstone in offering to Divine Willow. Divine Willow's branches actually responded, and quickly devoured the bloodstone, becoming even more vibrant. The old chief called upon the Blood Knight. He was still at the village gate during the offering. So you drove your roots, madly absorbing the bloodstone meant for him. He had stolen your ritual bloodstone last time. This time you just took twice as much. The Blood Knight at the gate immediately flew into a rage. They kill all the archers on top and return. He frantically devoured the rest of the bloodstone. When it was your turn to receive the offering, you drew in the bloodstone with your roots. The primordial black sun burned fiercely within you. A surge of powerful life force flooded in. You soon grew a new tender leaf. The old chief personally offered you the flesh and blood of the Snowvolf King. The energy in that flesh far exceeded expectations. They can't just sacrifice themselves for nothing, becoming stunningly beautiful like jade. Next, the old chief smashed the heart of the Snowvolf King before you. You absorbed it instantly. A terrifying surge of energy flooded your body. On the second jade green leaf, a drop of crimson dew actually condensed. In the instant the dew fell, you were racked with intense pain. Countless emotions from the dead flooded your mind. If not for your swordwood body and primordial black sun, you would have been overwhelmed. Suddenly you realized, can you see the drifting spirits? Countless heroic spirits of snow wolves filled the surroundings. The spirit of the Snowvolf King at the fore still burned with anger. You willed it, emitted suction force, used chains of heroic spirits to bind all the Snowvolf spirits. Dragged them into the primordial black sun. They were instantly crushed. Their energy transferred to your swordwood body. Sighs, astonished at how tough this beast is. Instead, it bore a snow-white fruit. Its aura carried the murderous intent of the Snowvolf King. Hanging on the branch, profoundly mysterious. You're full of doubts. What exactly is the use of this pale soul Volf spirit fruit? Pale Volf spirit fruit. A divine item formed by the primordial black sun refining Volf souls into heroic spirits. Related information instantly floods your mind. You're a bit surprised. You had expected those homeless Volf souls would eventually disperse. Who could have thought such a divine object could be refined? You start calculating in your mind. Should this Wolf spirit fruit be given to a powerful warrior of Stone Village? Or should you find a young Wolf? You can't make up your mind for now. But Stone Village is strong, which is of great benefit to you. The stronger the living being, the more vitality is sacrificed. And to hunt powerful beasts, Stone Village's warriors need to be strong enough. Otherwise, even the village's survival would be in jeopardy. Bury the children, the old chief said with tears in his eyes. Villagers gather the bodies of the fallen warriors. At first, everyone is relatively calm. Gradually, the place is filled with the sound of weeping. Sorrow blankets all Stone Village. The fallen warriors' spirits slowly rise, as if about to dissipate in the sunlight. Reincarnation, is it? You can feel their grief. Their hearts are full of reluctance. They don't want to leave. Suddenly, the primordial black sun activates on its own. Countless soul chains shoot out, locking down every warrior's spirit. The fallen warriors immediately panic. Your heart tightens. You scold furiously. You must not do this. Each one is a heroic iron-blooded warrior. How could they be insulted like this? You absolutely refuse to let these warrior souls be refined like the Wolf spirits, even if it means tremendous loss. This is to honor them. Yet the chains of souls do not stop. In the blink of an eye, all the spirits are absorbed into the primordial black sun. You're completely baffled. When the Wolf souls were refined, there were howls of pain everywhere. But these spirits show no pain at all. In fact, there's a sense of joy. With a buzz, jade-like small seeds begin to grow. Spirit warrior tree seeds carry the indomitable will of the warriors. After being planted, they'll grow into towering trees to protect future generations. They can also connect with your divine sense, becoming your eyes and ears, even able to enter the dreams of direct descendants and teach them experience. You communicate with each spirit warrior tree seed one by one. If they wish to reincarnate, you would let them go, but not one refuses. They all choose to guard Stone Village forever. Go on, you release them. Refuse. Each spirit warrior tree seed emits a blue-green light and takes root throughout Stone Village by itself, in front yards, by small lakes or rivers, on the training grounds next to the ancestral hall, everywhere that held beautiful memories in their lifetime. When the rosy glow fades, the villagers are shocked to find towering giant trees have grown everywhere. The shade covers the whole village, making Stone Village even more hidden. Soon they feel the presence of their loved ones. Hugging the great trees, tears flow down, sadness laced with warmth. You sink into deep thought. The primordial black sun is too mysterious. Heroic spirits refined from different beings produce completely different fruits. Stronger spirits should yield even better fruits. Good. That's really great. The old chief wipes away his tears. Convinced this is a gift from the divine Jamu tree, he kneels again in prayer. Thank you, Great Spirit Lord. Please continue to protect Stone Village forever. May the three Spirit Lords always protect Stone Village. He knows deep down, the coexistence of three Spirit Lords is a blessing for Stone Village. Even if there's an agreement for a competitive succession, he doesn't wish any of them to leave. Soon after, the old chief sighs, saying, "This trip will be full of danger. But the three Spirit Lords need not worry. No matter if I live or die, I will not let the 3 drops of true blood go to waste. Hope the 3 Spirit Lords bless Stone Village through the winter." He finishes speaking. The Janmu tree and other great trees suddenly catch fire. The old chief screams in pain, sweating buckets, crying fire. Over and over, the people are baffled. There isn't even a spark anywhere. After a long time, the old chief snaps out of it, realizes it was just an illusion, a miracle shown by the Jammu divine tree. Within the flames was the path to the sheep herd, marking danger and pointing to the safe route. This is the only way you can help him. Since you can't stop him, you decide to aid him instead. Now you've grown a lot. You're able to show divine illusions. The old chief is overjoyed. He immediately calls for his old friends. "Old friends, follow me to hunt the sheep herd." "How? Fight, fight, fight!" A group of old men are full of fighting spirit. After resting for a night, they set out at dawn, fighting for a future for Stone Village. 7 days later, Shi Yanling returns. The villagers are all extremely surprised. Everyone thought he and the 100-plus warriors had died long ago. Only the upper ranks like Shi Yunfeng knew. The old chief sent him to raid the Wolf Den. How did it go this time? Any gains? Shi Yunfeng asks excitedly. We scored big, Shi Yunling replies with a grin. We cleared out all the Wolf cubs on Snow Wolf Mountain. Really that big an achievement. Any casualties? Shi Yunfeng can't believe it. Not a single casualty. Shi Yunling says proudly. We went in with 147 men. Didn't lose a single one. Shi Yunfeng nervously counts. A long moment later, he's shocked. Not a single man lost. How did you do it? We mountain folks have our ways. Shi Yunling keeps everyone guessing. Teach me, so I can snatch Wolf cubs next time too. Shi Yunfeng pleads. No way, absolutely not. Shi Yunling shakes his head. That's my signature trick. Without a jug of good liquor and a whole roasted lamb. Don't even think about it. You rascal, trying to extort us. Shi Yunfeng laughs loudly. Fine, I'll treat you. The warriors instantly cheer. Then Shi Yunfeng suddenly gets serious and says, Everyone, before we drink, let's toast to our fallen brothers. Everyone immediately goes quiet. Their eyes are full of sorrow. Shi Yunling becomes serious too. Yunfeng, you forgot something important. We need to offer sacrifices to the spirit lords. Shi Yunfeng nods. Then the two kneel before the altar and bow sincerely. Shi Yunlin mutters under his breath, pouring out his doubts. A moment later, he suddenly takes a small white Wolf from his chest. The little guy has golden eyes and a tuft of golden fur on its forehead. Looks quite extraordinary. Shi Yunling took a bunch of Wolf cubs, but he just couldn't harm this one. Even he doesn't know why. Yet you notice right away how unusual the little guy is. A name immediately pops into your mind. Golden-furred snow wolf. Its golden eyes naturally possess a mysterious power to affect the mind. Shi Yunling doesn't know the reason, so it's understandable he was influenced. Will this little beast live or die? I ask the three spirit lords to decide. Shi Yunlin says through clenched teeth, You have no prejudice against this wolf cub. People always say wolves can't be tamed. Actually, that's not the case. The golden-furred snow wolf's bloodline is even more noble than the snow wolf king's. Raise it well. It will definitely become a valuable helper for Stone Village. Keeping it isn't a bad thing. You had just finished speaking when a green willow branch suddenly fell onto the wolf pup's head. At first, everyone thought it was just the wind. It took a moment for them to realize. It was the willow god's branch gently stroking it on purpose. The wolf pup also sensed the goodwill. It rolled around, playing with the willow branch. You were quite surprised, finding it interesting. You didn't expect the willow god would accept a wolf pup. Shi Yunling burst out laughing. The willow god accepted it. He had already grown fond of the little one. Now he was completely relieved. The little wolf happily stood on the altar, howling at the sky. Its childish roar made everyone laugh. You had planned to give the pale wolf spirit fruit to the tribe's warriors, but you changed your mind at this moment. The fruit shares the same origin as the little one. It couldn't be better than letting him swallow it. The swordwood god tree's branch trembled. The wolf spirit fruit floated above the cub's head. The little one eagerly tried to reach for it, but its short legs made it fall flat on its face. It roared, refusing to give up. This is a divine fruit produced by the swordwood god tree, Shi Yunling exclaimed in delight. Excellent, excellent. Even the swordwood god tree acknowledges the little one. Shi Yunfeng nodded, excited. All previous concerns disappeared completely. But suddenly the wolf spirit fruit was drawn into the green leaves. The little one anxiously circled around the god tree. Don't worry, dear best. When the time is right, it'll be granted to you. A leaf from the swordwood god tree fell onto his head, as if to remind him that he's too weak right now and can't withstand the fruit's medicinal power. When you grow up, it will naturally be given to you. Shi Yunlin also understood the deeper meaning behind it. The pressure from this fruit is hard to bear even for him. Suddenly, the Blood Knight burst into flames, seemingly furious. It looks like the Blood Knight Jiling doesn't agree. Shi Yunfeng frowned. The little one bared its teeth at the knight. Such courage. Let's give them some time, Shi Yunling suggested. But now the Blood Knight's prestige in Stone Village has dropped sharply. Ever since being tamed by the swordwood god tree, It's become more like the god tree's weapon. It activated the tree's roots and directly threw the blood-red strange stone out. It traced an arc through the air, then rolled to the foot of the hill. Its anger only grew. But everyone burst out laughing. Brother Yunfeng, where's old chief? Shi Yunling's tone became cautious. He had always worried about his father's safety, even suspecting that his father sacrificed himself to defeat the Snow Wolf King. He's fine. Shi Yunfeng shook his head. The old chief fought the Snow Wolf King hand to hand, and only suffered minor injuries. But he shattered the Snow Wolf King's heart. Hand-to-hand fight? Shi Yunling's eyes widened, his face full of disbelief. The old chief is truly amazing. Shi Yunfeng's eyes were full of admiration. Where is he? I need to toast him. Hearing this, Shi Yunfeng fell silent. The old chief has already left Stone Village. Shi Yunfeng, you bastard! Shi Yunling exploded in fury. He punched Shi Yunfeng in the nose. Shi Yunfeng's nose was shattered. The sin you've committed made my father clean up your mess. Are you even human? It's me, I'm not human. It's all my fault. Shi Yunfeng slapped himself hard. You're a useless waste, unfit to be the hunting team leader. From today, you're relieved of your duties. All right, leader. What did you say? Shi Yunling was stunned. Shi Yunfeng continued speaking. The old leader passed his position to you. Whether he returns or not, you are the new leader. Shi Yunling's body trembled. His heart was full of sorrow and guilt. He always misunderstood his father, thinking he was being held down on purpose. Only now does he understand. It was all his father's way of tempering him. Leader, there are many tasks waiting for you. Shi Yunfeng advised. Get lost. I don't want to be the leader. I want to save my father. Shi Yunfeng grabbed his spear, ready to lead the 100-man squad away. You can leave. Shi Yunfeng blocked the way. Can you really stop me? Shi Yunfeng glared angrily. The 100-man squad raised their spears. You can't go. The old leader wouldn't allow it either. Shi Yunfeng was resolute. What if I insist on going? Then don't blame me for being harsh. Where is the hunting team? The 1,000-man squad surged forward instantly, weapons in hand. Shi Yunling laughed loudly. His aura skyrocketed. A drop of true blood appeared over his head. You actually reached the ultimate level of spotted blood. Shi Yunfeng backed away in horror. How did you do it? Had some adventures, that's right. On Snow Wolf Mountain, I found a precious herb. Shi Yunling spoke frankly. Are you still going to stop me now? Absolutely, even if it costs me my life. I will stop you. All right, let's see if you can really stand in my way. Just as the two brothers were on the verge of fighting, Shi Yunhai walked out. Big brother, don't stop him. Let him go, the issue with Shi Village can be handled by us brothers. Shi Yunfeng was heated. We'll shoulder any big trouble together. Shi Yunhai went on. No matter what Snake Village tries, we're brothers. Even if the powerful Eagle tribe attacks, so what? Shi Yunhai deliberately provoked him. Shi Yunling eventually calmed down. He can't sacrifice Shi Village. They use venomous snakes for weapons and defense. Jiling is a big serpent, skilled in poisons. That tribe is made up of 4 or 5 hunter villages. Jiling is a powerful golden eagle, far stronger than Shi Village and Snake Village. Shi Village is badly damaged now. The old chief is gone. The two tribes will surely seize the opportunity to invade. Shi Yunling quickly assumed his leadership role. Commanded, clear up the trenches. Sharpen the bows and arrows. The women are curing wolf meat, readying provisions. He turned to Uncle Hay, the blacksmith, and said, Uncle Hay, I need you to forge 12 bone spears from the Lord of Wolves' spine. Is one day enough? Uncle Hay frowned. We'll push through. It can be done. But we need the Scarlet Knight's red true flame. I'll go beg him. Shi Yunling came before the Scarlet Knight, bowed sincerely, prayed for a bit of true flame to forge sacred weapons. The Scarlet Knight gave no response. He promised again, offering over 1,000 Snow Wolf hearts as tribute. But still silence. You were secretly amazed. This statue is way too greedy. Shi Yanling had to compromise. This is only half. Once the ritual succeeds, I'll offer the other half. The statue ignited a faint flame, clearly displeased. A cold glint flashed in Shi Yunfeng's eyes. Add the snake gall of the iron-footed python and the eyes of the azure eagle. How about it? Scarlet night. The flame blazed. A thread of true fire appeared. Uncle He was overjoyed. He immediately led the smiths to work. But Shi Yunhai shook his head and said, "Leader, these ingredients are hard to get. With Shi Village's current strength, it's basically impossible to hunt them. Doesn't Snake Village and Eagle Tribe have them?" Shi Yanling looked at him. "You're the smartest. Think of a way. If you can't, you'll have to hunt in Snake Village and Eagle Tribe yourself. Do or die." The chief shouldn't bully others, right? Shi Yunhai complained loudly. He wasn't the one to promise Ji Ling. Why make him clean up the mess? "Father, if it were you, what would you do?" Shi Yunling gripped the leather map his father left him. This map helped him scour Snowvolf Mountain and obtain the treasure herb. But now there's no new clue to save Shi Village. At this moment, there must be a way, he muttered to himself. Since the old chief left Shi Village, it will not be destroyed. What backup did father leave behind? He was confused. Suddenly thought of the crucial treasure herb. Shi Yunhai ran over. "Leader, I've figured out the key to solving this." "What is the key?" "Invite the Eagle Tribe and Snake Village to compete. You fight with your spotted blood power. That will surely intimidate them." Shi Yunlin nodded. "That's a good idea. Just ask the spirit for an omen, and then act." They then came before the spirit. Shi Yunlin knelt and prayed. Actually, to ask for help with his plan using fake treasure herbs, to trick the two tribes. Suddenly, the divine wood and all trees in Shi Village burst into blazing flames, painting the sky red. Shi Yunling shouted in terror. Shi Yunhai was confused. "Where's the fire?" Turns out it was just an illusion. Shi Yunling's head was drenched in cold sweat. But he was overjoyed. It was a divine sign. There is a real treasure herb inside. It can make someone reach the ultimate level of spotted blood. You can sense the beast and the treasure herb's location. That's the only way you can help him. As for how he manages things, and what the outcome is, it's up to him and fate. Ji Ling is supporting me. Fate is on my side. Shi Yanling burst out laughing. He pulled Shi Yunhai along. "I'll personally invite Snake Village to join the hunt for the wild treasure herbs." Shi Yunhai hurried to stop him. "As the chief, you mustn't go so easily. What if you get imprisoned?" "Afraid of what? It's just a few big snakes. Can't do anything to me." Shi Yunlin snorted coldly. The two gave instructions and arrangements, then set off on their own to Snake Village. After several days of trekking, they arrived at the entrance of Snake Valley. The vines at the entrance were dense. Green snakes slid through, highly poisonous. But the two had smeared realgar on themselves. All snakes avoided them. Shi Yanling shouted loudly. Shi Village's Shi Yanling requests an audience. After 2 calls, there was movement. Countless vines quivered. Snakes scattered in panic, as if something terrifying was near. Approaching the snakes. So many snakes. Shi Yunhai hid behind Shi Yanling. Shi Yanling laughed. "Perfect. Time for a snack." As soon as he finished speaking, a thick iron-legged snake suddenly charged out and wrapped itself around him. Shi Yanling didn't move an inch. Blood erupted all over his body. His tremendous strength made it impossible for the iron-legged snake to constrict. "Get lost," he shouted angrily. The iron-legged snake was enraged. Its fierceness went wild. Shi Yanling burst out laughing. He grabbed the snake and bit off a chunk of flesh. The snake shuddered. Its strength dropped significantly. "Nephew, stop messing around." A voice suddenly rang out. The white-haired elder Shi Shankui, the second leader of Snake Village, appeared, standing on the snake's head. "Snake uncle, you're not dead yet," Shi Yanling said with a smile. "Kid, let go of Zhao He." Shi Shankui's face was expressionless. "It was the one latching on to me," Shi Yanling said deliberately. In fact, he was gripping the snake's vital spot. Did you come here to fight? Shishankui scolded. If you did, then I'll keep you company. Hey, Shi Yanling released the giant python and laughed, saying, I came for some snake soup. The snake fled as if granted amnesty. Shishankui's face turned grim. Snakes are a taboo in Snake Village. How could we eat snake soup? The next second, he let out a cold sneer. A much larger gray python appeared than the iron-legged snake. Its head was as tall and straight as a small mountain. If this gray python swallows you, Stone Village will lose a genius. However, Shi Yunling's expression didn't change. The dashingly weak-kneed Shi Yunhai jumped onto the gray python's head. Uncle Snake, kill me. The gray blood Bodhi will be lost. I heard if this treasure is nurtured by the true blood after the gray python becomes a flood dragon, it can greatly improve the success rate of transformation. Shishankui's face changed drastically. He grabbed his collar and roared. What did you say? Gray blood Bodhi. Uncle Snake, don't get worked up. Such a treasure has only a slim chance if all three villages work together. Any single group alone will only lose out without gaining anything. Shishankui immediately understood. He took them deep into Snake Valley on the gray python. Where's your dad? Shishankui changed the topic. Went to hunt sheep. Shi Yanling didn't hide anything. Honestly, your dad fought the Wolf King 3 times in a row.
He still got it for his age.
Shishankui smiled and said, now he's off hunting sheep again. No hidden agenda, right? Aside from being cunning and sly, the people of Snake Village are also very suspicious. The old patriarch's departure, in their eyes, could be deliberate, to lure Snake Village into attacking. By then, Snake Village would end up like the Snow Wolf Pack, suffering heavy losses, and get their home wiped out. So with their suspicious nature, they didn't take action right away. There's no plot, Shi Yanling said. We just don't have any food. How about Uncle Snake gives us a couple thousand flower-patterned snakes, so the stone villagers can have some meat? Shut up. Shishankui's expression changed dramatically. He scolded him again. Shi Yanling burst into hearty laughter. His laughter was especially cheerful. Soon they arrived at the deepest part of Snake Valley. All around Snake Valley were sheer cliffs. On the cliffs there were holes of various sizes, all pitch black inside. Each hole housed snake villagers and snakes, living together with snakes, like living in snake nests. This is Snake Village tradition. Kid, what's your purpose in coming here? Suddenly, an aged voice sounded. Shi Yanling looked in the direction of the voice, but couldn't find where it came from. Clearly, it was the Snake Village chief. To be on the safe side, he deliberately stayed hidden, in case Shi Yanling was here for a mutually assured destruction. That would be trouble. Go discuss with Snake Village. Retrieve the gray blood Bodhi together. Xian Ridge gets straight to the point. Throws out a game changer right away. He's well aware. If he can't impress them, forget about cooperation. He won't even get a chance to meet.
Hiss, hiss, hiss.
Suddenly, the sound of snakes flicking their tongues echoed around. Not only was everyone in Snake Village shocked, even the pythons made yearning noises. You're talking nonsense. An old hoarse voice sounded again. Gray blood Bodhi. What a priceless elixir. How could Shish Village possibly have a lead? Snake Village has always been searching for such treasures. Forget about the Bodhi. Even lower-level treasures are hard to find. It was Shish Village's sacrificial spirit that revealed the miracle. Xian Ridge quickly said, I've already connected with the Ying tribe. 3 groups will retrieve it together. Upon hearing this, Xian Hai couldn't sit still. He tugged on his older brother's sleeve, kept giving him signals. Dude, that's not the plan. Why are you making stuff up? Wasn't it supposed to be a martial competition? How did it turn into a treasure hunt? And now you say you've connected with the Eagle tribe. Forget the Eagle tribe. We haven't even seen a single eagle feather. Lies. The old voice immediately lashed out angrily. You've never contacted the Eagle tribe. You can't fool us about that. Foolish. Snake Shan Kui shouted as well. All surface-level intelligence. How could Snake Village not know? In the wild forests, all kinds of snakes serve as Snake Village's eyes. Their intelligence network is incredibly powerful. But Xian Ridge stayed calm and collected. You can manage ground intelligence. But what about the sky? A master of deception can even fool himself. He's talking about things that never happened, yet sounds as convincing as gospel. Xian Ridge's words made the people of Snake Village lose their confidence. Every fly or even a small bird could be an eagle tribe spy. Plus the unfathomable power of the three main sacrificial spirits of Shish Village. It's no surprise if Snake Village misses some intel. At this moment, a green-haired elder slowly walked out from a snake den. He wore armor made from shed snake skins, with rows of silver rings. Within his green hair, a little green snake flickered in and out. "Be careful," Xianhai whispered. "That's Snake Village's chief. He's an expert in poisons." "I'm Snake Shan Tengshu, the chief." "How old is your father?" "Just call me uncle." Snake Village's chief was quite amiable. Surprisingly, not the least bit sneaky or sly. "Uncle Snake," Xianling blurted out. "Did my dad hit your eye?" The whole place went silent at this. Xianhai wished he could disappear. Ahem. Snake Shanteng coughed a few times. "No, it was pecked out by the eagle tribe's big dumb bird. The three forces often fight. Missing arms and legs are common. Let's get back to business," Snake Shankui reminded. He nodded as Snake Shanteng. "Kid, you really have gray blood, Bodhi." "That's right." Xian Ridge brought up the sacrificial spirit again. "Our sacrificial spirit already performed a miracle before. Shish Village got a treasure plant. This time will be no different." Snake Shanteng became very curious at this. Shish Village has gotten treasures before. "What kind of treasure?" Xian Ridge laughed haughtily, suddenly jumped up and kicked the giant head of a gray python. Snake Shan Kui and the gray python were caught off guard. One got kicked away. The other fell, smashing its head and bleeding. "Uncle Snake, how was my kick?" Xian Ridge crossed his arms, coldly looking around. "Is it 10,000 pounds of force? Have you reached the spotted blood extreme realm? Did you swallow the elixir?" Snake Shanteng, with just one eye, still saw more clearly than everyone. Xian Ridge stopped wasting words. "Strength proves everything. No need to say more." "All right," Snake Shanteng squinted his eye. "I believe Snake Village can work with Shish Village. We'll get the Bodhi together." "And the Eagle Tribe?" Xian Ridge reminded. "Without the Eagle Tribe, it would be hard to succeed." "No problem, for the Bodhi. Snake Shanteng can let bygones be bygones," Snake Shan Kui quietly reminded. "Big brother, this kid can't stay. Why not tie him up and force out the location of the gray blood Bodhi?" Snake Shanteng immediately shook his head. "This kid isn't ordinary. Physical torture might not work. Besides, the gray blood Bodhi is what matters most right now. Everything else should make way for the Bodhi." Snake Shan Kui gritted his teeth. "Had to give up for now." "Uncle Snake, how many will you send?" Xian Ridge asked. 3 mid-level spotted blood realm fighters. 1 top-level spotted blood realm leader. Plus 500 early spotted blood realm warriors. Snake Shanteng was quite sincere. "Good, that's plenty for the team." Xian Ridge was satisfied. Originally, such a powerful force would be used against Shish Village. Now that's resolved. After it's done, the gray blood Bodhi will be fairly split among the 3 tribes, right? Snake Shanteng said, "That's fair." Xian Ridge naturally agreed. Besides, whether they even get the treasure is uncertain. To the Eagle and Snake tribes, the treasure is just too tempting. But for Xian Ridge, helping Shish Village survive is his main goal. 7 days from now then, gather at the river mouth of the 3 villages and set off. Sounds good. Going with Uncle Snake's plan. Xian Ridge saluted. "If that's the case, your nephew will take his leave." "Hold on," Snake Shanteng suddenly spoke. "You visited in person, as your elder. I should give you something." With that he waved his hand. A greenish-gray python slowly slithered from the cave. It's even bigger, scarier than Snake Shankui's python. Atop its head rests a green egg. Colorful scales cover the green egg, sparkling in the sunlight. Snake Shanteng explained. "This is a gray python egg. Pure bloodline. If it hatches, you'll have a gray python to protect Shish Village." Xian Ridge was stunned. This is way too valuable. No need for formalities among family. Snake Shanteng laughed. "Take it with you." "Thank you, Uncle Snake." Soon the two returned to Shish Village. Snake Village won't launch a sneak attack anymore. "They've even formed an alliance with us," Xian Ridge happily announced. But Xian Feng didn't believe it. "No way." "Look, they even gave us a gray snake egg." "Why not?" Xian Ridge didn't explain further. The fewer people know his plan, the lower the risk of leaking it. It really is a gray snake egg. Shi and Feng widened his eyes, circling around the snake egg. Great stuff, really great stuff. If we can hatch a gray snake, raise it well, it'll be a huge asset to Shish village. It really is good stuff. Shi Yanling raised the gray serpent egg and said, but we still need the approval of the spirit priests. Soon, the gray serpent egg was placed in front of the 3 spirit priests. As usual, the willow spirit showed no reaction. The blood knight blazed with fire, providing Black Uncle and the others with a steady stream of firepower. Still, there was no change. Instead, the swordwood divine tree's twigs and buds began to tremble, as if sensing something. You can feel the vigorous life within the gray serpent egg. Roots reach out, wrapping tightly around the gray serpent egg. The perception of vitality becomes even clearer. So the root sense can be used this way too. You're greatly surprised. Root sense not only detects medicinal preservation and moisture, but unexpectedly, it can also communicate with unborn life like this. But how to communicate? You're still unsure. You'll have to study it. With a rumble, you withdraw your roots.
Taking the gray serpent egg deep into the soil as well.
Serpent eggs are meant to hatch underground, so you want to give it a try. Will it hatch after being buried beneath the ground? Seeing this, Shi Yunfeng suddenly burst out laughing. That's fantastic! With a giant python helping Stone Village with hunting, just thinking about it feels great. But just then, a golden eagle suddenly soared over Stone Village. Its massive shadow was like a storm cloud gathering above. Yunlin and the others naturally noticed the disturbance. They all looked up at the sky. Looking up, they saw high above a golden eagle flying low overhead. Its enormous wings seemed to blot out the sun. And that's not all. The golden eagle showed off its prowess, brushing past towering ancient trees, each 10 inches thick. Leaves and branches were sliced through like by razors, all cut off. Then, one blue-plumed eagle after another flew by, also extremely aggressive. Their presence was suffocating. Looks like we don't need to go to the eagle tribe now. Shi Yanling took a swig of strong liquor, since they're coming here themselves. With a thunderous roar, the giant golden eagle landed, kicking up piles of leaves and clouds of dust, making it hard for the stone villagers to keep their eyes open. The golden eagle held its head high arrogantly, casting a sidelong glance at the stone villagers. A young man in golden armor with a golden longsword on his back jumped down from the golden eagle. He was just as proud and defiant as the eagle itself, and looked fierce and domineering all around. But his obvious cross-eyed look was strangely amusing. He was none other than Eagle Tribe Chief Yuzu Yingshanfei. He and Shi Yunling have known each other since they were kids, often getting into fights. And he was often mocked as Big Dummy Xiang by Shi Yunling. The blue plume eagle warriors lined up neatly, standing behind Yingshanfei. Their armor was sewn from blue plume eagle feathers, resistant to blades and axes, and impervious to water and fire. Where is the village chief? Yingshanfei spun his blade with a flourish. Here I am, Yingshanfei. What do you want? Shi Yunling stood up without hesitation. Little Rock, where's your dad? Yingshanfei asked with a smile. Heard he went hunting sheep. Big Dummy Shang, what do you really want? Shi Yunling replied helplessly. Try calling me that again. Veins bulged on Yingshanfei's forehead, and his hand gripping the blade wouldn't stop shaking. Don't get worked up, we're brothers, right? Right. We're brothers. Yingshanfei snorted coldly. From now on, I am the chief of Stone Village. We're definitely brothers. Shi Yunling laughed and said, Are you drunk? Or not fully awake? Little Rock, what are you going to use to stop me? Yingshanfei looked smug. After the Wolf Pack battle, Stone Village suffered heavy losses. The old chief fled long ago. You don't even have a single Bangsu extreme stage fighter left. You can only rely on the Eagle tribe. Otherwise, you'll eventually be swallowed by Snake Village. As long as you join us, Stone Village stays the same. I'm just the chief in name. Shi Yunling understood in his heart. The Eagle tribe clearly doesn't know that he already broke through to the Bangsu extreme stage. What if Ishimura refuses to join? When friends come, there's good wine. When enemies come, there's a long blade? Ding Xiangfei smiled and said, You choose for yourself? We have good wine in Ishimura. I choose the long blade. Shi Yanling spoke firmly. Stop being stubborn. Otherwise, Ishimura will suffer. Ding Xiangfei threatened. Shi Yanling burst out laughing. So you've got guts now. Did you forget how I beat you? Beat me! Yin Xiangfei shouted angrily. A surge of Ban blood pressure erupted around him. Open your eyes and see. Are you still my match? But Shi Yunlin stood his ground unwavering. No wonder you dare come to us. Turns out you've advanced. Behind me stands the Yin tribe. If you anger us, you can't handle the consequences. Yin Xiangfei delivered the threat. Shi Yunlin snorted coldly. The Yin tribe wants to kick us while we're down. It's not that easy. Yin Xiangfei forced himself to calm down. For old time's sake, I'll give you a chance. If you can break the golden blade in my hand with a kick, I'll turn and leave. No more words. He was sure Shi Yanling couldn't do it. Because of the golden blade's hardness in the Yin tribe, not even Ban blood power could shake it. Bro, are you being serious? Shi Yanling was amused. When I Yin Xiangfei say something, it counts. Alright, watch closely. Shi Yanling suddenly unleashed his strength. He kicked the golden blade. With a loud snap, the golden blade broke instantly. The broken blade grazed Yin Xiangfei's cheek and flew by, embedding itself in a tree. How is that possible? Yin Xiangfei was utterly shocked. His face was full of disbelief. If you can reach the Ban blood extreme, why can't I? Shi Yanling smiled. No matter how many resources you have, you're still far less talented than me. Yin Xiangfei was so furious his blood boiled. He roared, Let's go home. We came here to subdue Ishimura. If we just leave like this, we'll definitely be reprimanded. Might even get punished by having to shovel bird poop. Eagle Squad Captain Yin Xiangli whispered advice. If we all rush in, the odds are in our favor. Shut up, Yin Xiangfei snapped. Do you make the decisions? Or do I? Yin Xiangli quickly went silent. Yin Xiangfei hesitated for a moment, looking at Shi Yanling. Don't get cocky. I can leave, but don't think the other Yin tribe members will let you off. Next time my dad will come himself. Will you be able to handle it? You'd better worry about yourself. I've heard your dad's whip really hurts. Shi Yunling's words made Yin Xiangfei instinctively shudder. Yin Xiangfei snorted coldly. He turned to get on the golden eagle. Shi Yanling called out to him, Wait, don't you think something's off about all this? Why should such a big achievement go to you? Your big brother is very capable. Second brother's mom's family is powerful. Third brother is smart. Why would it be your turn? Someone clearly wants you to stick your neck out. Yin Xiangfei fell silent. Shi Yunling's words hit the mark. You're trying to sow discord. I'm just telling the truth. Shi Yanling spread his hands. I've got a plan. It'll keep you from getting punished, and you can earn a big merit. But I want the eye of an old agile eagle. Take it after it dies. Yin Xiangfei was tempted. What big merit? I'm not going to harm our eagle tribe brothers. Ishimura found a valuable herb. We've already negotiated with Snake Village for a joint harvest. You take me back. Convince your dad? Let you participate in this affair. Once we get it, 3 villages split it evenly. Isn't that a major achievement? Yin Xiangfei's eyes lit up. Is that true? Of course it's true. When have I ever lied to you? Shi Yanling cleared his throat. He added, Snake Village's Zilin will join as well. Yin Xiangfei got excited. Ling Ling will go too. All right, I'll take you back. But if you can't convince my dad, don't blame me. Deal, but don't forget what I want. Shi Yanling agreed. After it's done, I'll also give you Zilin's personal handkerchief. Yin Xiangfei was overjoyed. He eagerly nodded. No problem. Let's go now. The Yin tribe is made up of 5 mountain peaks. Each peak is a village. Village chiefs live on the summits. The highest Yin Sorrow Cliff is the hunter's residence. The Yin tribe worships birds and the sky, believing that the higher they live, the closer they are to the gods. You followed Yin Xiangfei and Shi Yunling, landing on the platform of Yin Sorrow Cliff. In the center, a bronze cauldron was roasted by flames, cooking foul-smelling blood food inside. Dozens of Kinglan warriors stood on both sides, masked, holding spears. The spears still dripped with thick green liquid. The atmosphere felt off. Shi Yunling was wary. It really is off. Should we just go back? Go where? Shi Yunling looked at Yin Xiangfei in confusion. Yin Xiangfei cleared his throat. It's fine, let's keep going. Just as they walked forward, the Kinglan warriors blocked the path with their spears. What's this about? I have important business. Reporting to the squad leader, Yin Xiangfei yelled angrily. But they didn't move a muscle. So he had to shout, Dad. I've got good news. The leader didn't come out. A man in blood-red armor, with a scarlet giant sword on his back, and fierce red eyes strode forward. Big brother, where's Dad? Yin Xiangfei's lips went pale, terrified. Dad's busy with big matters. Doesn't have time for you? What good news do you have? The red-eyed man asked coldly. Yin Xiangfei stammered, unable to speak. His mind was blank. Come here, Yin Xiangqim commanded, gesturing with his finger. Yin Xiangfei slowly got closer to Yin Xiangqim. Yin Xiangqim impatiently asked, Did you take Ishimura? No, Yin Xiangfei replied nervously. Useless, Yin Xiangqim cursed. The next moment he grabbed Yin Xiangfei's hair and pressed half his face onto the piping hot bronze cauldron. Yin Xiangfei screamed in agony. His body twisted uncontrollably, but couldn't break free. He let go. Shi Yunling was furious. He drew his short spear and charged forward. But Yin Xiangqim kicked. The short spear instantly bent and broke. Shi Yunlin spat blood, staggering backward. Yin Xiangqim let go. Yin Xiangfei sized up Shi Yunlin. You've reached the Banblood extreme. Impressive, no wonder you dare storm the Yin tribe alone. Blood relatives, why are you so cruel? Are you even human? Shi Yunling was enraged. That fool can't even handle a small matter. He deserves to die anyway. I was just issuing a minor punishment. Yin Xiangqim sneered. Even an idiot knows taking Ishimura is a trap. Failing is normal. Shi Yunling felt it wasn't worth it for Yin Xiangfei. Since even fools know, he doesn't, so he deserves it even more. Isn't that even more reason to die? Yin Xiangqishang spoke confidently and forcefully. Shi Yunling was left speechless. Shi Yunling, you must be Stone Village's strongest fighter, right? If I kill you, there will be nothing standing in my way to take over Stone Village. Yin Xiangqishang revealed a cruel smile. If you want to kill me, the Eagle tribe will lose plenty of people too. Shi Yunling burst out laughing. I can kill you all by myself. Yin Xiangqishang drew his sword to hack you to pieces and throw you into the big cauldron. Cook you alive. Shi Yunling kicked over the bronze cauldron. The rotten meat and guts inside scattered all over the ground. The stench was overwhelming. You son of a bitch, are you looking to die? Yin Xiangqishang shouted angrily.
He swung his sword to attack.
But Shi Yunling was already prepared. He grabbed Yin Shang and rushed into the clan chief's stone house. He had no other choice. Trying to escape would only mean certain death. His only option was to go in and take his chances. Praying for a miracle? Would the Bodhi clan help or not? Shi Yunling rushed in and started yelling, but found the clan chief wasn't there. Only a group of white-haired elders. Yin Xiangqishang chased in right after. He swung his greatsword straight at Shi Yunling's forehead. Idiot, you just walked right into the trap. Ashang, let him speak. A white-haired elder spoke slowly. He is a full-blooded extreme. Let him finish. The blood sacrifice to the Golden Eagle Elder can wait. Yin Xiangqishang immediately put away his sword. Kid, hurry up and speak. Once you finish, get into the cauldron yourself. I'm the only one who knows where the treasure medicine is. Shi Yunling paused on purpose. He looked at the elder, staring intently. The elder smiled and said, I'm Ying Changli, commander of the Golden Eagle Guards. In the eagle tribe, my words carry some weight. Skybreaker, sun chaser, rain burner, river cutter. You are the #1 war god of the eagle tribe. Ying Changli, Shi Yunling was a bit surprised. Show me your skybreaking short spear. As soon as these words left his mouth, the elders around started to scold him angrily. But Ying Changli was not upset. He blew an eagle whistle. A large golden eagle poked its head in. It spat out 2 golden short feathers. They stuck deep into the ground. It was these short feathers that killed Bai Mao. The ancient man Shi Yunling waved the short feather and said, "Not bad. If you like it, it's yours." Ying Changli smiled. "Really?" Shi Yunling looked overjoyed. "Are you really sincere?" "Only if you are sincere." Ying Changli's expression stayed calm. Shi Yunling immediately shared the details about the treasure medicine. His intention was clear. He wanted to use the time when eagle and serpent tribes went to fetch the treasure to buy Stone Village a moment to catch their breath. Not long after, Ying Changli finally spoke. "You can have the skybreaking short feather. But if you can't get the treasure medicine, you'll have to return it." "Thank you, Elder Ying Changli." Shi Yunling was overjoyed. But the next second, Ying Xiang Shishang suddenly yelled in anger. "Shi Yunling, put down the skybreaking feather. Feather wounds can wait. This is more important," Ying Changli said calmly. Ying Xiang Shishang immediately quieted down. Then Ying Changli ordered him to take 3 golden eagle elders and 100 kingling eagle warriors, and set out immediately to retrieve the treasure. Before the appointed time, can Serpent Village be ready? Shi Yunling frowned. He understood instantly. Ying Changli was deliberately pushing things forward. Ying Changli patted him on the shoulder. "The gray blood Bodhi is crucial to Serpent Village. They'll make sure to hurry." Shi Yunling felt a chill in his heart. This Ying Changli seemed gentle on the surface, but is actually even more sinister than Ying Xiang Chishang. Giving him the short feather was clearly to deliberately anger Ying Xiang Chishang, so he would try to ambush Shi Yunling while fetching the treasure. Ying Changli is a truly old fox. Very, very cunning. Zhaozi has one request. Take Yin Shangfei with you, Shi Yunling suddenly said. He's still recovering. Ying Changli glanced at his youngest nephew, without a hint of pity. His injuries aren't serious. With Stone Village's burn ointment, he'll recover quickly. Shi Yunling still insisted on riding the golden eagle together with him. It's very steady upon hearing this. Ying Changli squinted, his sharp, eagle-like eyes. He couldn't figure out Shi Yunling's intentions for the moment. Yin Shangfei is a complete loser. What's the point of taking him along? Yin Changel suddenly changed his tone. I heard there's a mystical stone spirit called Ji Ling in Stone Village that can catch fire. It's quite extraordinary. It's not that special. It often loses control and burns people in Stone Village. Shi Yunling took out a black ointment as he spoke. That's why Stone Village has such great burn ointment. As he spoke, he applied the ointment to Yin Shangfei's face. The ointment truly worked wonders. Yin Shangfei, who was unconscious, woke up in no time. Right after, Shi Yunling said to Yin Shangfei, come back to Stone Village with me. The Stone Village hunting team will also head out. We need to train Kingland eagles. No way, Stone Villagers aren't qualified to raise Kingland eagles. Ying Shishang suddenly spoke coldly. Hearing this, Shi Yunling frowned. They're too slow. The Stone Villagers can't keep up. Figure it out yourselves. Ying Shishang still showed no emotion. Shi Yunling didn't expect this guy to be so overbearing. But he gritted his teeth and didn't argue back. Let's go then. Ying Shishang shouted loudly. The Eagle Tribe warriors will wait at the Three Rivers mouth for an hour. Whether Snake Village and Stone Village can catch up depends on their own abilities. As for Ying Shangfei and you, you're coming with us. Ying Xiang Qishan blew an eagle whistle. 3 huge golden eagles landed. Each golden eagle carried a white-haired elder. Ying Shangfei summoned his own golden eagle. Brother Shi, let's get going. Shi Yunling had no choice. He also boarded a golden eagle. The golden eagles soared into the sky. Shi Yanling nervously gripped the eagle's feathers. At that moment, Yin Shangfei whispered, "Brother Shi, be careful. My big brother might try to kill you. And take your short fur." Shi Yanling shook his head helplessly. "Looks like my guess was right." Then he asked, "Do you hate your big brother?" A flash of fear passed through Yin Shangfei's eyes. "I'm scared," he said. He hesitated, then gritted his teeth and said, "But I want to kill him." Shi Yanling was really surprised by Yin Shangfei's words. He didn't expect this loser to have such guts, but thinking about it, it's not that odd. His big brother abused him since childhood. Anyone would hold a grudge. With that thought, Shi Yunling's eyes shifted slightly. He started calculating in his mind. Maybe he could use this to his advantage, to win more benefits for Stone Village. But just as he was about to probe further, Yin Shangfei let out a long sigh. "But it's just impossible. There's simply no chance." "Why?" Shi Yunling asked, curious. "Because my big brother is extremely smart and unbelievably powerful. There's no way he'd give me a chance." Hearing this, Shi Yunling shook his head. Smart people often die because they're arrogant. But he didn't say it aloud. After half a day of flying, they finally arrived at the Three Rivers Junction. In the river water, strange rocks jutted out everywhere. He could see big fat black fish swimming by quickly. The golden eagles landed at the riverbank. Their huge bodies cast a giant shadow. With a fierce attack, a fat black fish was caught by a golden eagle. It twisted wildly, but the golden eagle swallowed it whole, enjoying a hearty meal. The other raptors also started hunting in the river. The smell of blood instantly filled the air. They waited for an hour. Yingxiang Qishang suddenly stretched out his hand and killed a black viper crawling through the branches. "Since Stone Village and Snake Village haven't arrived, let's go ahead." "In such a hurry, aren't you afraid of getting burned?" Shi Yanling snorted coldly. "The treasure beast is guarded by powerful monsters. Don't end up losing more than you gain." Hearing this, Yingxiang Qishang sneered. "Do you think I'm as stupid as you?" He was full of confidence. Even powerful monsters don't scare him. After all, besides himself, there were also 3 golden eagle elders. They are some of the most powerful fighters in the eagle tribe. After waiting for most of an hour, Yingxiang Qishang mounted his golden eagle. He shouted loudly, "Time to go!" That talk about waiting for Snake Village and Stone Village was just for show. He really just wanted to let the eagles rest a bit, to regain energy for the journey ahead. Shi Yanling lead the way. Shi Yanling didn't argue. He gagged for a while, his face looking pained, and got on a golden eagle. Yin Shangfei controlled his golden eagle to take off, flying toward the more dangerous and distant wildlands. After they left, the snake villagers in black armor appeared one by one, along with a giant gray python, slowly poking its head out from the river mud. "Uncle, Eagle Tribe wants to go ahead." "What do we do?" "Go after them." Shishan Chui chased without hesitation. Good thing Snake Village had a backup plan. Otherwise, the Eagle Tribe would have won. After 7 days of flying, the Eagle Tribe finally arrived above Baoyou. If it takes 7 days flying, by foot, it would take at least half a month, maybe a month. Without animal mounts, Snake Village and Stone Village simply can't catch up. The Eagle Tribe has plenty of time to hunt monsters and enjoy the blood recovery Bodhi alone. Scout Yingxiang Zhishang blew his eagle whistle, and one by one, Kingland eagles flew into the forest, then flew back out again, repeating this over and over. The situation on the ground was basically clear. There's a gray python, not too big, probably still young. The leader of the Kingland Eagle warriors reported, "There are no adult gray pythons." Yingxiang Shishang was being cautious. Normally, gray pythons come in pairs, big and small. But we haven't found any. Let's scout again. The leader led the Kingland Eagle warriors deep into the forest again. "Shi Yanling, where's the treasure medicine?" Yingxiang Shishang suddenly asked. "In the gray python's nest." Shi Yanling didn't lie. According to the oracle, it's indeed inside the cave. After a gray python turns into a flood dragon, its true blood nurtures the gray blood Bodhi. And the python's offspring use the gray blood Bodhi to gain another chance at transformation. Yingxiang Qisheng commanded coldly, "Go find the cave. If you can't, I'll kill you." Shi Yumling snorted. "Fine, boss." Even under the search of the Golden Eagle elders, in the jungle, Shi Yunling was confident he could avoid being found. "What are you spacing out for, loser? Go with him." Yingxiang Qisheng looked at Yingxiang Fei and yelled, "Yingxiang Fei. After all, he's one of us. Serves as supervision." Shi Yunling was fine with it. So the two of them entered the forest together, searching for the snake den. As they say, a cunning rabbit has 3 burrows, and snakes love to take over rabbit holes. So snake dens are hard to find. Naturally, Shi Yunling wouldn't try too hard. He only pretended to cooperate, taking a casual stroll through the woods. Yin Xiangfei didn't care about finding the snake den either. He just worried aloud. "Looks like Snake Zelen can't catch up now. I was hoping to meet my dream girl, but I guess there's no chance now. Don't worry, fate will bring you together someday." Soon, Shi Yunling arrived at a small hill. "We've arrived. Where are we?" Yin Xiangfei asked, confused. "We found the snake den," Shi Yunling said with a smile. "It's the place to watch the show. Is your big brother going to hunt the gray python? Even though it's a juvenile gray python, it still weighs tens of thousands of pounds. With such a massive body, hunting it is no easy task. But with the Golden Eagle elders here, the gray python won't be a problem." Ying Xiangfei yawned, feeling incredibly bored. If there's anything the eagle tribe is most experienced in hunting, it's snakes. No matter how fierce the snake, just grab it, fly high, and drop it. That solves the problem. He seems determined to hunt the gray python alone. Shi Yunling narrowed his eyes. Yingxiang Qisheng was wielding his heavy sword, approaching the gray python step by step. The 3 Golden Eagle elders wanted to help, but he waved them off. He wanted to do it by himself, to kill the juvenile gray python. The gray python suddenly raised its massive head and roared at Yingxiang Qisheng. Its terrifying aura swept through the startled birds and beasts. Yingxiang Qisheng sneered. "Come at me, beast." Boom! The gray python opened its huge mouth. To everyone's surprise, Yingxiang Qisheng was swallowed whole. Yingxiang Qisheng is dead. Now my chances of inheriting the chief's position just went up. Yin Xiangfei was stunned for a moment, then became ecstatic. Shi Yunling couldn't be bothered to respond. Yin Xiang isn't that dumb. Sure enough, the next second, there was a sudden loud crash. The gray python slammed heavily onto the ground in pain, twisting in agony. It screamed wildly, smashing down one tree after another. Several large wild boars moved too slowly and were crushed into mush by the gray python. With a splat, a huge fountain of blood burst from the gray python's body. Then a long gash appeared. Yingxiang Qisheng, holding his greatsword, climbed out from the gray python's belly, laughing loudly, like a demon born from the depths of hell. This ruthless young chief is not only cruel to others, but also cruel to himself. He could have easily killed the gray python, but insisted on going inside its belly. Is it absolute confidence or utter madness? Meanwhile, the gutted gray python let out a howl, curled its body, and fled into the depths of the forest. Yingxiang Qisheng wiped the blood off himself as he chased after it, ordering, "Beast, it will definitely return to its den." One by one, the Kingling warriors hurried after them. Seeing this scene, Yin Xiangfei was stunned. He was extremely disappointed. How did he survive that? What a monster. Shi Yunling spoke up. "Let's go see if they've found the den yet." The direction the gray python fled was exactly where the den was located. I have to say, Yingxiang Qisheng used the gray python to find the way, and it was truly clever. Soon Yin Xiangfei and Shi Yunling followed the tracks and arrived at a cave. Outside the cave, Yingxiang Qisheng and his group had surrounded it with their men. "Ready to attack at any moment, Shi Yunling. You deliberately hid the location of the cave to stall for time, right? Yingxiang Chishang sneered. In the end, the gray-blooded Bodhi is still mine. In other words, the gray-blooded Bodhi belongs to him alone. He won't share it with the Snake Village or She Village. And even the Eagle tribe can't have it. No one else can get the gray-blooded Bodhi. With it, I can glimpse the cave heaven realm. Yingxiang Chishang rambled on endlessly. If I reach the cave heaven realm, your tricks and Snake Village's tricks are nothing. Although Shi Yunling's heart was surging with turmoil, he still answered calmly, then go ahead and see. Even if Yingxiang Chishang does get the gray-blooded Bodhi, Qi Yunling wouldn't care now. After all, their chances of getting this treasure were never high, and the Shi village had little hope to begin with. If Yingxiang Chishang monopolizes it and Snake Village, there would surely be endless conflict. When that happens, the two forces will be locked in endless war, and the village will finally get a chance to catch its breath. Just then, a golden eagle elder spoke up. There's a very dangerous presence inside the cave. We should send a few volunteers in to check it out. So-called volunteers are basically being sent to their deaths. The Kingling warriors heard this. Although their expressions didn't change, their hearts were all stirred. No one wanted to be a sacrifice. No need for Yingxiang Chishang to step forward. I'll go in and check it out myself. He was utterly fearless. He had absolute confidence in his own fighting power. Elder Golden Eagle immediately objected. You are the young chief. A life of great value. But Yingxiang Chishang simply ignored the advice. What's so scary? It's just a giant snake. With that, he entered the cave without looking back. Seeing this, 3 Golden Eagle elders were deeply impressed by his courage. With such a young chief, the Eagle tribe will surely rival the ancients in the future. Yin Xiangfei just gave a cold snort. He was extremely jealous of Yingxiang Chishang. Xianling patted him on the shoulder, trying to comfort him. Do you think he'll make it out alive? Definitely not. Yin Xiangfei said angrily. He'll pay the price for his arrogance. The pitch-black cave was like the jaws of a giant beast. Yin Xiangfei stared intently, eagerly hoping Yingxiang Chishang would die inside. Sounds of fighting and roaring kept coming from the cave. Half an hour later, things calmed down. A few breaths later, Yingxiang Chishang walked out, sword in one hand, and carrying a 10,000-pound giant python in the other. He looked like a demon descending on the world. That mere beast is dead by my hand. Everyone knelt down together, shouting in admiration. Only Yin Xiangfei and Xianling were still standing. Yin Xiangfei hardly knelt and flattered him. Big brother, your power is unfathomable. I'm so awed that my hands and feet are cold. Yingxiang Chishang snorted coldly and stayed silent. He only stared at Xianling. You're not convinced? Xianling asked back. Convinced or not, what's the difference? You think killing a gray python is nothing to brag about? Dingxiang Chishan burst out laughing. He took out a vibrant green leaf. Take a look, what kind of leaf is this? Full of life. Even Xianling looked surprised.
He actually managed to get the gray blood Bodhi.
Not bad, you have sharp eyes. Yingxiang Qishang praised. Big brother, since you found the treasure herb, why not just take it yourself? Yin Xiangfei asked in confusion. Fool, you're too short-sighted. Only thinking about petty gains. Yingxiang Qishang scolded. A single treasure herb is just a small benefit? Yin Xiangfei was even more confused. Shut up, Yingxiang Qishang didn't bother to explain. But the Golden Eagle elders instantly understood. He wanted to lure more than just the adult gray python, but also Snake Village and the hunting teams from Rock Village. Keep the treasure herb for Snake Village. Rock Village's target was the adult gray python. Fighting it would definitely exhaust them. If the treasure herb was taken, their target would become the Eagle tribe. This is a brilliant scheme to use others to do the dirty work. The elders all exclaimed at the young chief's intelligence and martial prowess, just as Yingxiang Chishang waved to let everyone rest. After flying for 7 days, and another big battle, everyone was already exhausted. Kinglin's brave warriors climbed up to the treetops to rest. Xianling saw through the scheme, but knew it posed no threat to Rock Village. Rock Village didn't really desire this treasure herb anyway. Meanwhile, in the mud, one of Sheshenkui's eyes slowly opened. He had been watching Yingxiang all along, wounding his opponent. Not picking the treasure herb is good for Snake Village. He saw through the plot immediately. But he still had to go along with it. There was no choice when it comes to the Greyblood Bodhi. Snake Village has coveted it for centuries. He himself greatly desires this treasure herb as well. Even a small piece of Greyblood Bodhi could allow the Grey Python to evolve into a flood dragon. If his Grey Python evolves, he will undoubtedly become chief of Snake Village. Second Master, should we take the chance to enter the cave and pick the Greyblood Bodhi? One of his subordinates suggested. No, Sheshenkui shook his head. Yingxiang Qishang is incredibly cunning. He has already set up heavy traps. Besides, the adult Grey Python is already close by. Others might not notice them, but Snake Village people can sense it right away. An adult Grey Python is just too huge and gives off the aura of a dragon.
Hold still.
Xie snorted coldly. Let Yingxiang Qishang fight the python after killing its offspring. Let him battle with the Grey Python. Snake Village will just wait and see. Not long after, a deafening roar erupted. Within the roar was endless grief and fury. The giant Grey Python saw its child's corpse and raged out of control. The nearby rocks and ancient trees were all crushed. About half a day later, it finally calmed down completely. Carrying its child's body, it entered the cave, guarding the Greyblood Bodhi. Yingxiang Qishang was very smart, deliberately avoiding the strongest threat for now. He didn't face the Grey Python head-on. He deliberately remarked how tough that beast was. It would take Snake Village and Rock Village working together to have a chance at killing it. To put it nicely, it's an alliance. To put it bluntly, it's using others to do the dirty work. Several days later, the hunting teams of Rock Village and Snake Village both arrived at the cave. The leader from Rock Village was, as always, Xianfeng. But the leader from Snake Village was the one-eyed Shishanting. This surprised Xianling greatly. After all, this old man is notoriously cautious. He would never leave Snake Village unless necessary. Uncle Snake, why are you here? Xianling asked. Shishanting didn't explain much. This is too important, and he had no choice but to come. His original plan was to play the waiting game, hiding in the background, and serving as Snake Village's final line of defense. But Yingxiang Qishang messed everything up all of a sudden. Now everything was in chaos. So he had no choice but to lead the team himself. Even though he traveled as fast as possible, he still missed the best opportunity. At this moment, Yingxiang Qishang spoke up. The adult Grey Python has entered the cave. Guarding the Greyblood Bodhi, your Snake Village knows Grey Pythons best. How about a 3-village alliance, with Snake Village as the leader? Shishanting nodded. That's fine, but our Snake Village wants a bigger share of the treasure herb. Is that a problem? Of course not. Yingxiang Qishang agreed. That's what he said. But if Snake Village suffers heavy losses in the battle, then Shishanting won't have any say. The Grey Python is inside the cave. We can smoke it out. Once it's out, the 3 clans can attack together. As Shishanting finished his words, Yingxiang Qishang immediately commanded the Golden Eagles and Kingling Eagles to get in formation. In the next moment, the Golden Eagles and Kingling Eagles soared into the air, circling endlessly in the sky, forming a terrifying killing formation. Every raptor could dive down to attack at any moment. Shishanting also waved to get his forces in position. With his own green-gray python as the formation center, the iron-footed pythons began to churn through the earth, also forming a deadly stranglehold formation. Interestingly, Xianling spotted a one-eyed iron-footed python, the old friend he had fought before. Not to be outdone, Xianfeng called his team to form up, shouting loudly, but the Rock Village hunting team just looked confused. We Rock Village folks don't have formations? Formations and treasure trees are very powerful means, but unfortunately Rock Village has neither. Really? Xianfeng coughed awkwardly. Our chicken hunting team will serve as the backup force. That's pretty supportive of you. Xianling also chimed in. We're the backup force. Upon hearing this, the people of Shiken said nothing. But Yingxiang Qishang disagreed. The chicken hunting team should be the first wave to charge. Xianlin immediately cursed. Charge my ass. Are you sending us chicken folks to our deaths? Yingxiang Qishang said coldly. Seizing the treasure medicine and fighting an adult gray python is basically a suicide mission. Didn't you see how I barely survived fighting the young gray python? Wasn't it full of close calls? Anyway, Shiken won't charge in the first round. Xianlin snorted coldly. Don't even think about it. Yingxiang Qishang smiled and said, if Shiken doesn't charge, you lose the right to claim the treasure medicine. You're out. Before this, he naturally didn't dare let Shiken get disqualified, because only Xianling knew the exact location. But now, Xianling was no longer of any use. Fine, we're out. Xianling agreed without hesitation. But Xianfeng shouted loudly, no way, such a treasure medicine. Shiken must get a share too. Xianling cursed. Get a share? For what? You think your teeth are good enough for that? Take our brothers and retreat. After saying that, he turned and left. Xianfeng was stunned. He didn't expect they'd actually give up the treasure medicine. He hesitated for a long time, before finally leading the group to follow. Are we heading straight home? Xianling kept a blank face. No need. Let's hide out in a cave and see how things play out. See what the final result is? If there's a chance to pick up something, then we can make a move? If not, it's no big deal, because the plan has already succeeded. Snake Village and the Eagle Tribe are now completely at odds over the treasure medicine. Soon, the people from Shiken reached a cave. Xianfeng sniffed the air lightly. His expression changed. That's the scent of gray python. Don't tell me some giant snake is going to climb out. Xianling stayed calm. That's right, this is another exit of the gray python's den. What are we doing here? Xianfeng asked in confusion. Either we go home, or let's just attack the thing. Don't rush. Xianling shook his head and said, this hunt, Shiken will be the ones who profit most. Because we have the guidance of the Sword Tomb Sacred Tree, he has absolute information advantage. Really? Xianfeng said excitedly. If Shiken can get the treasure medicine, will you be able to glimpse the Heaven's Cave? Even if you can't, creating a few Scarlet Blood Supreme warriors would still be amazing. If our clan produces several Scarlet Blood Supremes, plus with Lord Ji Ling's help, we can totally secure our standing. Meanwhile, a huge fire started at the other end of the cave. Thick black smoke drifted inside the cave. Shishantang stood in front of the blaze and tossed some bluish-black poison into the flames. A strange smell spread instantly, mixing with the smoke, attracting the gray-furred creature. This is Snake Village's unique poison. Shishantang, your eyeballs. Are they the masterpieces my second uncle Ying Changli sculpted blind? Yingxiang Zhishang suddenly spoke up. What's your problem? Shishantang said coldly. Is your second uncle dying? Or is it your uncle's golden eagle? Yingxiang Qishang snorted with a mocking laugh. If he's dead, then you won't have a chance to take revenge, right? I'm just telling you, don't think about poisoning us while you have the chance. My second uncle's been through training. The Eagle Tribe isn't afraid of poison. Relax. Even if I were to use poison, I'd never aim it at the Eagle Tribe. Shishantang smiled as he spoke. What kind of poison are you using? Yingxiang Shishang sounded a bit uneasy. A poison that'll drive the gray python insane. Shishantang grinned, showing his white teeth. Yingxiang Zhishang instantly shouted angrily, Are you out of your mind? The gray python went berserk. Its combat power would increase dramatically. Shishantang laughed. That's actually good news for us. Good news, my ass. Yingxiang Zhishang was furious. The gray python's combat power had soared. The warriors of the Eagle Tribe would inevitably get involved. Suddenly, a furious roar erupted. Amid thick, billowing smoke, A gigantic gray python burst out. Its two eyes were like two wan moons, enormous and hollow. Before anyone could react, what happened? Hui Meng had already charged out, making a beeline for Yingxiang Chishang. That's right. It ignored all the deadly traps above and below, headed straight for Yingxiang Chishang. Beast! Yingxiang Chishang cursed loudly.
He swung his broadsword at Hemang.
Hemang struck with a powerful bite, shattering the sharp broadsword instantly. If Yingxiang Chishang hadn't dodged quickly, half his body would have been mauled. What are you all waiting for? Attack! Go! Attack! Yingxiang Chishang roared. His heart was bleeding. That broadsword had accompanied him for years. It was a weapon gifted to him by Eagle Chief Lai, extremely valuable. Never thought it would be bitten to pieces by the gray python. Attack! Shishantang led the hunting party to charge. Shekan Bangsu was an incredibly powerful warrior. Even knowing there was an Eagle tribe plot involved, he still fought with disregard for his own life, attacking wildly. They couldn't help it. The lure of the Greyblood Bodhi was just too great. Even the three Golden Eagle elders dared not slack off. They charged in unison. They wanted to drag the gray python into the air and smash it to death. With a swoosh, one golden eagle clutched the python's vital spot. Its steel hook-like talons dug deep into the skin. Elder Golden Eagle was overjoyed. He hadn't expected to succeed right away. Once he succeeded, the others would have a shot too. Even the Spirit Eagle could succeed. But the very next second, the gray python roared madly. It didn't care about the raptor attacking it, and charged right at Yingxiang Chishang. That beast's true target, from start to finish, was always Yingxiang Chishang. Even with a golden eagle grabbing its vital spot, it held on tight, but didn't care at all. Damn, Yingxiang Chishang kept backing up. Why is this beast hell-bent on killing me? Xishan Tang, did you drug it to make it this crazy? They're trying to ambush their allies. He's very powerful. But in front of the gigantic, frenzied gray python,
He didn't dare fight it head-on.
you killed it. The kid is covered in blood and scent. If it doesn't hunt you, who should it hunt? Xishan Tang never controlled wild gray pythons as a means of attacking enemies. If they had, Sheiken would have unified the three major powers long ago and become the strongest tribe. Meanwhile, Yingxiang Qishan got fed up with being hunted.
He actually charged right in?
Went hand-to-hand with the gray python. He punched the python's head, but its skull was unharmed, while his own hand was left bleeding profusely. Yingxiang Qishang hurriedly pulled out a golden eagle's skull bone and put it on his head. On the skull bone shimmered ancient life glyphs unique to golden eagles.
Each marking
Contained powerful mysterious energy. Break for me! Yingxiang Qishang slammed his fist down on the python's head again. Boom! The gray python was knocked to the ground. Xishan Tang seized the chance and shouted, "Constricting formation!" A swarm of iron-foot pythons rushed forward. A green-gray python opened its wide jaws and bit down on the gray python's tail. Shekan warriors each wielded curved blades, and all charged at the black python together. Xishan Tang used his serpent gaze, and the previously crazed black python suddenly became still, taking the attacks without resistance. Seeing this, Yingxiang Qishang immediately mounted his golden eagle, shouting, "Let's go! I'm taking its gallbladder." The golden eagle dove down, aiming straight for the python's vital spot. He didn't even know where he got the curved blade, but with terrifying force he hacked at the python's weak point. That nearly split the python in half. The leaves of the ancient trees nearby were stained bright red. Yingxiang Qishang burst out laughing. "Beast, this time you're dead for sure." He swung the curved blade again, slashing at the python's biggest wound. Then the skull on his head once again glowed with ancient script. With a single strike, he sliced the python clean in two. "The python gall is mine." Yingxiang Zhishang seized the moment to dig out the gallbladder. This is a rare medicinal treasure. It'll be perfect for soaking in wine later. But unexpectedly, the gray python managed a dying counterattack. biting off the golden eagle elder's wing in one snap. The elder flapped hard, but still couldn't take off. The black python seized the chance to coil around him, trying to squeeze the monster to death. Yingxiang Qishang erupted in rage, hacking furiously at the black python's head with the curved blade. The others quickly joined the attack, easing the pressure. Soon, under wave after wave of attacks, the black python's breath ceased. It was stone dead. But the golden eagle elder was also gravely wounded. Even if he heals, he'll never soar as he once did. Xishan Teng, you despicable scoundrel. You made my tribe lose a golden eagle elder. Yingxiang Qishang roared. He originally wanted to kill with a borrowed knife, using the black python to devastate Shaken's hunting team. But things didn't go as planned. It turned out nothing like he imagined. Young chief, what do you mean by that? Xishan Teng feigned ignorance, looking completely innocent. Honestly, he had it coming. Yingxiang Qishang was just unlucky. Killing with a borrowed knife was clever, but he forgot. Shaken understands serpents best. Entering their area of expertise, trying to scheme against Shiken, was bound to fail. Xishan Teng drove the black-gray python mad, just to protect his own people. Once it went berserk, it basically wouldn't attack its own kind. Thanks to Yingxiang Qishang's scent, the black python would go crazy attacking him. And that's exactly what happened. Damn it! Our eagle tribe should get more of the treasure. Yingxiang Qishang roared. But Xishan Teng replied with a smile. Let's just split it evenly. We, Shaken, even though we did most of the fighting, aren't asking for extra. Yingxiang Qishang immediately objected loudly. We eagles are the main force. We should get a larger share. To his surprise, Xishan Teng agreed cheerfully. Fine, you can have a larger share. I've already sent someone to fetch it. In fact, he'd already stationed people in hiding, just waiting to snatch the treasure. Who told you to send someone in? Yingxiang Qishang roared furiously, striding toward the cave, intending to collect the treasure himself, only to see a woman dressed all in black, already holding the jade box with the gray-blood Bodhi inside, standing there. Seeing the jade box, Xishan Teng and the others immediately rushed over, forming an impenetrable shield around her. That's not all. Xishankui, who'd also been hiding, had already set up a surround. Surround the entire eagle tribe. What do you mean? Yingxiang Qishang asked coldly in return. Xishan Teng laughed and said, Nephew, gray blood Bodhi is far too important to Snake Village. Can you give it up? Hearing this, Yingxiang Qishang suddenly burst out laughing. You people from Snake Village sure have some guts. But Xishan Teng kept calm and said, Don't get worked up. As your elder, naturally I won't let you suffer any loss. Let's make a deal. I'll help you become the chief of the eagle tribe. How about it? Who do you think you are? Do you even deserve to say that to me? Yingxiang Qishang shouted angrily. Attack! Tear these traitors apart. With a roar, the golden eagles and kingling eagles dove in to attack. One of the golden eagle elders protected Yingxiang Qishang and urged loudly, Young chief, leave first, we'll hold them off. The people of Snake Village have already gone all in. They're no match. Now, the only chance is to give up protecting the medicine. Bullshit! I won't retreat a single step. With that, Yingxiang Qishang led the charge. Seeing this, everyone from the tribe could only grit their teeth and follow him. Snake Village and the Eagle tribe fought from day to night, then from night to day again. They killed each other for 3 whole days and nights. The people of Stone Village just watched the whole time. Shi Yunfeng was extremely anxious. Several times he wanted to lead the hunting team in to get a share. But Shi Yunling held him back every time. Both sides lost heavily, and although Snake Village's 2 gray pythons, and Eagle Tribe's 2 golden eagles, none of them died. If Stone Village got involved, they would become a target for both sides. So doing nothing is the best choice. Shi Yunling suddenly asked. Yinxiang Fei, do you still want to kill Yingxiang Qishang? Yinxiang Fei wanted to go help several times too, but was stopped by Shi Yunling every time. What do you mean? Yinxiang Fei's expression changed slightly. Not only did he lose his golden eagle, maybe your chance is coming. It's true that Yingxiang Chishang is strong. Besides, a nobody hunting a tribe's genius. I'm afraid he won't have a good ending. A chance? Yan Xiangfei hesitated, at a loss. Toward Yingxiang Chishang, he felt only hatred. He just couldn't do it. But making him kill his own blood relative is far too difficult for him. But under the continuous attacks from Snake Village, at this moment, Shi Yunling asked, Shi Yunfeng, where's the short spear Uncle He made for me? The short spears, Shi Yunfeng called out. A hunting team member walked over carrying a wooden stake, with sharp black short spears stuck all over it. Uncle He made them from the Snow Wolf King's spine bones. Such deadly killing energy. Shi Yunling pulled out a short spear. It pierced the skin right away, and lightly tapped it on his finger. And a bead of blood oozed out. What about the Wolf bone bow? Shi Yunfeng took out a huge bone bow, and pulled it hard, vibrating the mountains and forests. It hummed and buzzed. Nice. Shi Yunling was very satisfied, and sensed arrows flying toward him. Uncle He worked day and night, and 3 blacksmiths died from exhaustion. They didn't die for nothing. We'll definitely bring a better life to Stone Village. Shi Yunling mourned for them. These weapons, they're coming, Shi Yunfeng suddenly said. Not far away, Yingxiang Chishang looked extremely wretched, staggering and fleeing. He'd also lost an arm. Shi Yunling smiled and said, He's poison. I'll go finish him off. Shi Yunfeng looked excited and was about to rush out. But Shi Yunling shook his head and stopped him. Now is the perfect time for a sneak attack with arrows. Cutting through leaves along the way, the archers who'd been waiting readied their bows and launched their thick arrows in unison, all aiming at Yingxiang Chishang. Swish, swish, swish. Yingxiang Chishang twitched his ears slightly. He leapt again and again. Of course it's nice. Trying to dodge. But there were too many arrows. One lodged in his chest, and he couldn't dodge 3 of them. One pierced through his left arm, which could have killed him for good. And another was about to hit his left eye, but he barely dodged the most fatal one. The strongest genius of the Eagle tribe's younger generation was no joke, said Shi Yunling. Yingxiang Shisha, and threw them aside with a backhand motion. Pulled out the arrows, shouting, You dare ambush me? Shouting, You dare ambush me? The arrow flew close. Shi Yunling swiftly reached out and caught it. He gripped it tightly. He immediately tossed aside the arrow. Slowly he revealed himself. You've really fallen from grace. Despicable scoundrel. You're all just lowlifes. Yingxiang was furious and anxious. Snake Village's sneak attack. Stone Village's betrayal too. He was so angry he could barely control himself. Don't get worked up, Shi Yunling said with a smile. Hand over the treasure medicine, and I'll let you leave. Yingxiang laughed loudly. Shi Yunling, don't think you're so clever. If I die, can Stone Village even survive? Stone Village and Snake Village will all die. Get ready to face the wrath of the Eagle tribe. That won't matter to a dead man like you. Shi Yunling drew out a black dart. When he saw this scene, Yingxiang's face was full of arrogance. Do you really think you can kill me? Even now, in this state, he was still as arrogant as ever. Give it a try. Shi Yunling threw dart after dart. Each one aimed straight for Yingxiang's vital points. Yingxiang roared in anger. Ancient patterns on his body lit up one after another. His previously weak aura surged up in an instant. His strength and speed skyrocketed like never before. Bang, bang, bang. Every black dart was knocked to the ground. Fool, you've thrown away your darts. What weapons do you have left? Saying this, Yingxiang picked up a dart. He started to swing it. Now Shi Yunling was unarmed. You forgot I still have the sky-splitting darts. Shi Yunling pulled out 2 golden darts. They were given to him by Ying Changli, and they were the weapons Yingxiang Chishang dreamed of having. Good, good. Yingxiang Chishang laughed heartily. You think you can kill me with the sky-splitting dart? Very well, he said. He advanced instead of retreating. The two darts clashed repeatedly. Sparks flew everywhere. Neither of them defended at all. It was just attack after attack. No wonder he's the strongest prodigy of the Eagle tribe. Shi Yanling couldn't help but praise. Even in this state, his fighting power was still terrifying. You'll see, I'll wipe out Stone Village. Ying Xiang hurled dart after dart. Even before, his attacks were really just a distraction to escape. That's what he's doing now too. After throwing the darts, he immediately turned and ran. Turning your back on me is a bad habit. Shi Yanling narrowed his eyes. He threw the sky-splitting dart. The first dart missed. It landed deep in an ancient tree. The second one struck Ying Xiang squarely in the back. It almost pierced right through. It was a truly devastating and deadly wound. Ying Xiang coughed up blood violently. He gritted his teeth and pulled out the sky-splitting dart, and with all his strength threw it back. He hoped to slow Shi Yanling's advance with this. But in reality, Shi Yanling wasn't rushing his attack. He was waiting for Yin Xiangfei's decision. Big brother, I'm here to save you. Yin Xiangfei helped Ying Xiang up. He whispered, I still have my golden eagle. We can make it back to the Yin tribe. Ying Xiang shouted angrily. Useless. Now you show up? I've almost been killed already. Don't be mad, big brother. Yin Xiangfei's face looked awkward. Now is the perfect moment. Perfect, my ass. Yin Xiang raised his hand, wanting to slap him, but then felt a chill at his chest. He found a curved blade embedded there. Why can't you just talk properly? At this moment, Yin Xiangfei's face was ice cold. If only he'd spoken nicely, maybe things would have ended differently. Ying Xiang killed. He struggled as the light faded from his eyes. He really never expected that after a lifetime as a hero, he'd die by the hands of the younger brother he always looked down on. When he saw this, Shi Yanling joked, You just killed the top prodigy of the Yin tribe. Now you're number one. Don't make fun of me. Yin Xiangfei gave a bleak smile. I'll probably end up a lonely ghost. I can't even return to the Eagle tribe. Why are you so pessimistic? Shi Yanling reminded him. You're a hero of the Eagle tribe. What? Yin Xiangfei was stunned. Shi Yanling continued. When you were gathering the medicine, the Eagle tribe was ambushed by Snake Village's poisonous plot. Elder Golden Eagle fought desperately on the tribe's first day, and the young chief Ying Xiang was killed in battle. You fought alongside your big brother. You're one of the last warriors of the Eagle tribe. When you return, you should raise your oath. Avenge your big brother. Wipe out Snake Village. Everything adds up perfectly. Yin Xiangfei would unquestionably be hailed as the Eagle tribe's hero. Yin Xiangfei was dizzy with confusion. His mind just couldn't keep up. Honestly, when he killed Ying Xiang, it was just a moment of impulse. If Ying Xiang had just said a few kind words, he wouldn't have killed him. What's wrong? Shi Yanling asked. Isn't it all true? Snake Village really did ambush us. The Eagle tribe poisoned Ying Xiang, severed his arm. Even without you or me, he probably wouldn't have survived. Yes, Yin Xiangfei gritted his teeth. Snake Village is truly vile. They'll do anything for the blood awakening totem. But the real mastermind. At this, Yin Xiangfei's eyes suddenly cleared. It was you. Snake Village is evil, true. But Shi Yanling, who planned all of this, is the true culprit. Shi Yanling didn't even deny it. For Stone Village to survive, I had no other choice. If not for the treasure medicine, Snake Village and Eagle tribe's next target would have been the weakened Stone Village. You have dirt on me, and I have dirt on you. Yin Xiangfei finally calmed down. We killed Ying Xiang together. If the Eagle tribe looks for revenge, neither of us will get away with it.
Exactly.
Shi Yanling nodded, signaling his agreement. Yin Xiangfei's mind suddenly cleared. So you're going to help me. Not just help me fool the Yin tribe, but also help me become the clan chief. Shi Yanling hesitated. Helping him fool the Yin tribe was necessary, to protect himself too. But helping him become the new chief was much harder. Even though Ying Xiang was dead, there were still many strong rivals. his chances were still slim. Then Yin Xiangfei spoke up. Among my brothers, some are powerful themselves and have many allies behind them. With Stone Village supporting me, I might still have a chance to compete. Stone Village may be the weakest of the three major powers now, but it's still got a deep foundation. If I can rise to the top, I'll repay Stone Village for sure. Alright, Shi Yanling finally decided. Let's swear a blood oath. Okay, Yin Xiangfei cut his palm. Shi Yanling followed suit without hesitation. Their bloody palms slapped together. They swore a blood pact. Never betray one another. Then Yin Xiangfei hoisted Yin Xiang's body onto his back. He suddenly remembered their promise from before. The personal handkerchief of Shi Zelen we agreed on earlier. Even now, he still remembers this. Haha, no problem. Shi Yanling smiled as he took out an emerald green handkerchief. You actually have it. Yin Xiangfei snatched it away. A faint fragrance wafted into his nose, making him feel refreshed and relaxed. The sensation made his scalp tingle with pleasure. It's his scent. It's the scent of that great beauty. Have some self-respect. Shi Yanling was somewhat speechless. You are the great hero of the Eagle Tribe, leading the Eagle Tribe warriors to the gates of Snake Village. In order to sue for peace, the other party can only offer the patriarch's daughter to marry you. That is what a real man does, not showing off a scented handkerchief. Hearing this, Yin Xiangfei's eyes suddenly lit up. This plan is simply brilliant. Not only does it avenge the Eagle Tribe, but his own happy life will be complete. Go now, Shi Yanling warned. Do not let the secret slip. Don't worry, I can handle this. Yin Xiangfei took the injured Yin Xiangqi and took flight. Shi Yanfeng looked at the receding golden eagle. He asked, is this kid reliable? Regardless of whether he gets caught, the Eagle Tribe's primary target can only be Snake Village. This point is beyond doubt. Because Snake Village has the gray blood Bodhi. As the saying goes, a man's wealth is his own ruin. The Eagle Tribe will do everything in their power to seize the precious medicine, to stop Snake Village's gray python from transforming into a flood dragon. Then what about us? Are we going home? Shi Yanfeng asked somewhat unwillingly. Coming all this way. If we don't do something, it feels like something is missing. But in the next second, Shi Yunling's words were shocking. We're going to find another precious medicine. What? Shi Yanfeng was also shocked. There's another precious medicine? Indeed. Didn't you notice there are 2 gray pythons? The juvenile gray python guards one precious medicine, while the adult gray python guards another. The gray blood Bodhi that Snake Village and the Eagle Tribe are fighting over is just the one guarded by the juvenile python. There is a larger one, hidden deeper within the cave. No wonder you had us immediately guard this ordinary-looking cave. So you had a backup plan all along. Shi Yanfeng's face was full of surprise. If we get this precious medicine, Shi Village will truly be safe and sound. Shi Yanling took a deep breath. He was also very nervous. Now Snake Village and the Eagle Tribe are locked in a fierce battle. They can't possibly pay attention to this precious medicine. Shi Village is determined to get it.